it online using the comment form on the website enmu.edu/presidential search. The Alzheimer's Association New Mexico chapter is advising those caring for people living with Alzheimer's and dementia to exercise caution in the extreme heat the state is experiencing. As temperatures rise, extreme heat can be especially stressful and confusing. For more information, visit alz.org or call 800-272-3900.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. At least one death blamed on the record rainfall that unleashed devastating flash flooding across North Texas. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex took a real pounding, 9.1 inches of rain, the official total at DFW Airport.
Those totals were pretty common throughout Dallas and parts of Fort Worth. We saw totals 9 to 12 inches.
Jason Dunn at the National Weather Service, referring to the airport's weather station.
They also reported their heaviest hourly total. They had a little over 3 inches in 1 hour. And that was pretty common with this event. We would see 3 to 4 inches an hour in some of these spots.
And the storm system that dumped all of that rain is now moving to the east, spreading rain from Alabama to Florida, north into the Carolinas in the coming few days. The latest developments stemming from the FBI's Mar-a-Lago raid.
Lawyers for former President Trump want the review of documents seized from Mar-a-Lago suspended until a neutral special master can be appointed to inspect the records. The request was included in a federal lawsuit, the first filing by Trump's legal team in the 2 weeks since the search of his Florida estate. The filing says the FBI search was shockingly aggressive. The lawyers also wrote that law enforcement is being used as a weapon for political purposes. In a separate statement, Trump wrote that all the documents were declassified and illegally seized. Norman Hall, Washington.
Although Dr. Anthony Fauci has announced plans to retire, Senator Rand Paul says the investigation into the origins of the COVID-19 pandemic will continue. Referring to Fauci, the Kentucky Republican says he will be asked to testify under oath regarding any discussions he participated in concerning the lab leak. On Wall Street, Dow futures are down 28 points, NASDAQ futures off 6, S&P futures 3 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Relief Factor, pain relief that's natural, pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at relieffactor.com and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. Be the next success story.
This week on RVER, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I'm sorry, I can't operate on that vehicle.
But doctor, you took an oath.
That RV, it's my son's RV.
Oh, doctor, isn't there anything you can do?
I'm not a miracle worker, Sheila. I'm an RV surgeon, trained to save the lives of large injured recreational vehicles, which is definitely a real profession.
When your RV really needs saving, Progressive has you covered. See if you could save with a leader in RV insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms.
Australia's government will launch an inquiry aimed at limiting a prime minister from unilaterally amassing new powers.
The investigation was announced by Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Albanese's predecessor, Scott Morrison, secretly appointed himself to 5 ministerial roles between March 2020 and May 2021. The self-appointment usually happened without the knowledge of the original minister. In a news conference, Albanese said, as well as looking into how it happened, the inquiry will go further.
It needs to look at future reform, how we can ensure that this doesn't happen in the future.
The current Prime Minister also said Morrison's actions should not be treated lightly.
He does need to be held to account for it.
I'm Karen Chamas.
A tropical storm has lashed the northern Philippines with strong winds and heavy rains today. At least 2 people injured, schools in the area closed. News and analysis at townhall.com. After issuing a security alert, the State Department is warning any U.S. citizens still in Ukraine to get out now.
A U.S. official familiar with the intelligence says the State Department issued the alert after the U.S. intelligence community declassified a finding that determined Russia would increasingly target Ukrainian civilian infrastructure. It comes amid concerns about shelling near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in southeastern Ukraine. However, the official, who is not authorized to comment publicly and spoke on condition of anonymity, noted the intelligence finding is not specifically tied to concerns about Zaporizhzhia. Ben Thomas, Washington.
Florida's Republican Governor Ron DeSantis will soon be finding out who he'll face in the general election. It's primary day in the Sunshine State. Democrats deciding between Congressman and former Governor Charlie Crist and Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to a morning without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Yes, I ain't he. That wouldn't be me. Nope, Sean Smalls inside your radios, hanging out with you on this here Tuesday morning. Yes, the second day of the rest of your life. Unfortunately, Mixmaster Mike going to be out taking his lovely young wife, Kim, down to El Paso for some follow-ups on the procedure that she had just a couple of weeks ago. We've talked about it plenty on this show. It doesn't need to be given much more of a spotlight. It was a terrible ordeal that she had to go through. But on the other side of it, everything is coming up. It's coming up a lot better. She's been recovering great. Things have been fantastic as far as like her physical therapy goes. She's been relearning, retraining every single day. At this point, it's sort of just all coming up roses for her. We just got to get some follow-ups, another test or two, and of course, get all the stuff that's there to hold the stuff in, get that out once she and let her head heal. Essentially, that's the steps that we're in right now. And that's what's going to be happening for the next couple of days. Obviously, it's a very long trip down to El Paso. And if you've recently gone through, a procedure like brain surgery, you don't want to do it all in one fell swoop. 3 hours there, 3 hours back, plus the procedure and everything. That's 6 hours plus. That's a lot for Kim to undergo right now. So out of an abundance of caution, and by the way, that phrase is going to be a popular one here this morning. I'll tell you why coming up here in a second. Out of an abundance of caution, they're going to go ahead and grab a hotel and drive down today and then come back up tomorrow. So I'll be inside your radios today and tomorrow. So hopefully I don't lose every single one of you. I'm going to do my best. I feel like I do okay. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more pro wrestling talk and a lot less, politics talk and stuff like that. But hey, I try to squeeze it into smaller quadrants so you don't have to, bear the brunt of it. I did think it was kind of awesome too, Mike, right before he left yesterday. He just basically went on a rant and said that people online are stupid. I'm just like, hey, wait, I'm online. I'm stupid. Why'd you light the drapes on fire before you walked out the door, Mike? Doggone it, now I'm going to catch all that ire. But it's Sean Smalls inside your radios on this here Tuesday morning. Let me, real quickly, I do want to let you know, I did get a call or a text earlier from my boss man, Mr. Gene Dowd, that the superintendent of schools in the Dexter Consolidated Schools area, so this only applies to the Dexter schools, out of an abundance of caution because of flood waters that are expected to rise in the area today, in the valley. They are basically canceling school for today just in the Dexter Consolidated Schools area. So if you have students in the Dexter area, or if you are an administrator or staff in the Dexter Consolidated Schools area, this affects you and pretty much you alone. But the Dexter Consolidated Schools are going to be canceled today. So bear that in mind as you go about your business of the day. Just make note of that. It's not going to be happening today. I'm pretty sure, barring any kind of issues, school will be back in session tomorrow. So plan for that. We'll assess the situation as we get more info and as it comes to us. So let me give you the rundown for this here Tuesday morning. Coming up here in just a few minutes at about 7:15 or so, I believe we'll be joined by representatives from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico. I believe Miss Amy is here with us. Big event happening this weekend. Obviously, the one that we've been planning for this whole time, a trip down memory lane celebrating 40 years of Heritage Dinner recipients. We'll dive into what to expect at this big event coming up on Thursday, coming up here in just a few minutes, around 7:15 or so. Coming up at the 8 o'clock hour, we have don't have a guest scheduled, so I figured we'd play the interview that Mike had yesterday with Lee and Jen from American Legion Post 61. Obviously, we are gearing up for their busy season as we get closer and closer to Veterans Day and all the stuff that entails. Plus, all the stuff that the American Legion does pretty much every single month of the year. We'll dive into that coming up here in just a few minutes at around 8:15 or so. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we have scheduled Elliot Rodriguez from Loan Depot. Things are changing in the real estate world, in the interest rate world, and people need to take note of it. But all is not lost in the real estate game. It's not just completely a kibosh on the time to buy or sell. Things are moving, shaking, and changing. You just have to kind of roll with the punches. But we'll talk to Elliot, and we'll quell some fears coming up here in just a few minutes, or in just a little bit at the 9 o'clock hour on this Tuesday morning. Plus, of course, all your hourly features, which this hour include Kim Commando, your Town Hall Business Update, your SRN Wall Street Business Report, and anything else that crosses this here desk. Right now at 11 minutes, now 12 minutes after 7 o'clock, let's go ahead and get you up to date with that weather, which, by the way, really liking the past couple of days of weather. It has been absolutely picture perfect outside. Hopefully we can hold on to that trend for a little while. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day, but we do have that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing today. Our afternoon high fairly comfortable at about 85. Overnight, partly cloudy, mid-60s, and they'll be getting sunshine on Wednesday morning. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible and will stay in the mid-80s. Sunny on Thursday and about 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Let me get the forecast reloaded here for just a second. Currently 66 degrees around Roswell. Humidity is up at around 90% with winds out of the north at about 7 miles an hour. Barometer at about 30.12 inches with a dew point of 63 degrees. I forgot. Mike, for some reason, even though Mike is older than myself, he's also a lot less nearsighted than myself, so he doesn't have to blow up the screen to be able to read it. But I do. Another beautiful day around Roswell Way, and it looks like it's going to stay that way for at least the rest of this week. Mostly sunny, 85 degrees for the high. Winds out of the north at around 5 miles an hour. Partly cloudy, dropping down to 65 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. The cloud placement yesterday was absolutely perfect. Like right whenever the sun would enter a certain part of the sky, a cloud's like, I got you, move right into the way. It's kind of cool. For your Wednesday, mostly sunny, 86 for the high, southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, dropping down to 65 for the overnight low. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10, becoming light and variable, which sounds like a yogurt. light and variable after midnight. Sunny and 87 for your Thursday. What? There we go. On. Thing to me. Got it. Just working equipment. That's all I want, man. Anyways, light and variable winds on your Thursday. 87 degrees for the high, winds out of the southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Thursday night, partly cloudy, 66 for the overnight low. Mostly sunny, 90 for your Friday. Partly cloudy and 68 for your Friday night. And then the rain chances start. Saturday, we got a 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms, 92 for the high, getting up to 94 with a 20% chance of those rainy days on Sunday. Then for Monday, another 20% chance of rain, back down to 92 degrees. 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. Pause and play with this mic cable here and hopefully get it working. Then after these, we'll be joined in studio by representatives from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico on a morning without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Here at the Tailgate Nation, we try to make our service department as friendly and convenient as possible. But sometimes you're just too busy to bring your vehicle in for the service it needs. So your friends at Roswell Ford have come up with a revolutionary new idea, mobile service. Instead of you bringing your vehicle to us, we'll come to you. That's right, the Roswell Ford mobile service crew can take care of routine maintenance and light repairs at your home, office, place of business, or just about anywhere your vehicle is. We can change your oil and filter, rotate your tires, replace your battery, change your windshield wipers, do a complete multi-point inspection, and more. Right in your own driveway or parking lot. And these are Ford factory-trained technicians who'll bring the right equipment, tools, and parts to get the job done correctly without interrupting your busy day. So how cool is that? Mobile service. Kind of makes you wonder why nobody thought of it before. Call the Roswell Ford Service Department to make an appointment. Then just sit back and relax.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
The E&MU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and E&MUR students get in half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Pull! The 14th Annual Clays Crushers Sporting Clays Fun Shoot is set for Saturday, August 27th at the Eddy County Shooting Range in Artesia, New Mexico. Here's a great opportunity to compete and meet other shooters. There are 2 rotations, one at 9 and again at 1. $150 per shooter per rotation. Registration fee includes targets, lunch, gift, and a chance to win great prizes. For information, call the Artesia Chamber. The Clays Crusher Fun Shoot, Saturday, August 27th in Artesia, New Mexico. Ad paid by Eddy County Lodgers Tax. Sign up online at artesiachamber.com.
This lot is sizzling hot. The Great Honda Sell-Off is on now at Roswell Honda with repos, surplus vehicles, rentals, and more, and they've all got to go. Get a 2013 Civic for just $299 a month, 2015 Chevy Sonic for just $229 a month, or a 2011 Hyundai Elantra for just $159 a month. Get AirPods and a free 12-pack just for stopping by, a grilling kit with a test drive, and a portable grill with purchase. And register to win a 3-burner gas grill to be given away August 27th at 1 p.m. The Great Honda Sell-Off on now at Roswell Honda, 2111 West 2nd. The 2022 season is underway, and this Friday night, your Roswell Coyotes hit the road for the first time, traveling to Santa Fe to take on the Demons. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and KSBPTV.com will have every second of the game. Join Art Sandoval and Kelly McDonald for the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Coyotes versus the Demons of Santa Fe. Friday night beginning at 6:45 on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM and online at KSBPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 916 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold 10 to 15 higher, feeder cattle steady. Packer cows and bulls $4 to $5 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers $221, $240, $50. 3 to 400 pound heifers $190, $191. 4 to 500 pound steers $194, $221. 4 to 500 pound heifers $180, $190. 5 to 600 pound steers, 180, 194. 5 to 600 pound heifers, 166, 180. 6 to 700 pound steers, 145, 180. 6 to 700 pound heifers, 163, 166. 7 to 800 pound steers, not well tested this week. 7 to 800 pound heifers, 163, 166. Packer cows, 80 to 93. Canner and cutter cows, 70 to 78. Packer bulls, $1 to 107. Feeder bulls, 80 to 86. Top half the cow-calf pairs, $1,150 to $1,450 per pair. Top half the bred cows, $950 to $1,125 per head. Now remember, this is the top of the market, and prices range down from this according to quantity, quality, condition, and feel. We do appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
The inventor of Pringles is buried in a Pringles can. I wonder if they got their hands stuck putting them in there. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 20 minutes after 7 o'clock. Joining us in studio, Miss Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, and Mr. Mike McLeod from Xcel Energy, or Southeastern Public Service Company, Southwestern Public Service
Morning,
Company.
Mike.
And joining
Morning,
us
Sean.
on the phone this morning, Mr. Wes Reeves, the media representative for Xcel Energy and Southwestern Public Service Company, coming to us from Amarillo, New Mexico. You with us, Wes?
I'm here.
Awesome. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing this morning?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm actually in Texas.
Yes, yeah, you're coming to us almost an hour in the future.
Yeah, almost to New Mexico, but not quite. So
yeah, you're Amarillo by morning, as they say.
Yeah, it's definitely so. Yeah, good morning. Glad to be here.
Hey, glad to have you. So we are coming up on a big event this Thursday, the celebration of 40 years of Historical Society honors and recipients, and we're just celebrating kind of a trip down memory lane. And you guys got the honor back in 2017, looks like, correct?
That's exactly right.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about Southwestern Public Service Company, how long you guys have been doing business, and kind of what you guys bring to the table.
Well, I don't know who you want to go first. Mike, do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, sure. We were first incorporated in Roswell, 1910.
Really?
Actually started providing electric service in 1906.
Okay.
Primarily to an ice plant, and then it started growing from there, and it has morphed now into Southwestern Public Service, which encompasses all of southeastern New Mexico and majority of West Texas.
Sure.
The Amarillo area and surrounding Lubbock.
And that started in Roswell.
Started in Roswell.
That's amazing.
Yeah, first incorporated.
That's incredible. Yeah, just for that one company, for the ice plant, which down here, southeastern New Mexico, obviously, we thank you for your service.
You bet.
You guys are doing the Lord's work out there.
Well, it's been an honor to serve here. You know, it's a great place, and our company, they always refer to Roswell as sort of the founding location, even though since then we've merged with several other companies in Colorado and Minnesota. But the Southwestern Public Service portion, definitely the roots are deep in Roswell.
Absolutely. So, Wes, I understand that you're sort of the historian of Southwestern Public Service Company.
Well, you know, what happened was people started bringing me all their junk. And I was a junk collector. So, yes, I'm definitely interested in history, but I wound up with a lot of the history and shared a lot of that several years back when we got this award with the Historical Society, and learned some really interesting things. And, you know, Mike mentioned the ice plant, and really the way we made electricity in the beginning was with a single 24 kilowatt Edison direct current generator, which provided the first lighting in Roswell. So I kind of, Mike can correct me if I'm wrong on this, on my math, but that was a lot of electricity, but today it would only power about 8 typical Roswell homes.
Sure.
But in 1904, it was enough to get Roswell started in the modern age, and so it all began there.
And that's astonishing to me, because I mean, just thinking about how the roots of electricity and how early it was, and that you guys were working with direct current, and how things have just changed since then. You know, we've undergone so much change, and there's so much more power that's needed. Back in the day, I just feel like it was like 6 guys on an exercise bike, just cranking it out for doing 12-hour shifts.
Pretty close to that, really, when you think about it. And it's interesting too, because each town in the area just had their own power plant and had their own power system. And the predecessor company there in Roswell linked Roswell down to, I believe, Artesia and on down to Carlsbad with a transmission line. So that's really what began creating a multi-city company, before every town just made their own electricity. And that's kind of the origins of us kind of branching out, becoming a larger company. And then eventually they acquired a utility here in Amarillo and several properties there. So we became a multi-state utility by about 1925. And then at some point along the way, it was kind of a bone of contention. The headquarters migrated from Roswell to Amarillo. I've got some old news clippings, and there was a lot of concern about that.
That's the LeBron leaves Cleveland of Roswell.
Exactly. So there was a lot of anxiety about it, and it's just like today, there was kind of a game of who can give you the most, and I think Amarillo must have outbid Roswell at the time on some freebies. I'm not sure what it was, but we kind of wound up being based here with significant division operations still remaining in Roswell to this day.
Yeah, it's such a fascinating story because I was just thinking about it, sitting here thinking about it. You guys were a thing before New Mexico was a thing. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, New Mexico was incorporated in 1912. You guys started in 1904, essentially. So, I mean, that's
correct. Really, incredible. The predecessor company was way back, and it actually failed at first. It was a guy named Maynard Gunsell, who was a Roswell guy, and he formed the first utility, and then it didn't work. It cost so much money, he went broke. So then a bank got a hold of it and renamed it the Roswell Electric Light Company, and that's really the origins of the company there.
Okay. That's fascinating. And the other thing you touched on, too, is we live in such a connected age. It's hard to wrap your head around the fact that even Roswell to Artesia to Carlsbad was so disconnected that even our electrical systems weren't on the same grid or weren't talking to each other. That's crazy to wrap your head around.
Yeah, and Mike really knows that territory well, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Trying to get from Roswell down to Carlsbad is quite a hike. So
it's really changed. Even just in the last 40 years, we've gone to large generating stations, more transmission lines. We used to have a power plant downtown Roswell that was decommissioned in the early 80s. Had a power plant in Carlsbad. Actually had a little hydro plant on the Pecos River in Carlsbad.
Really?
Yeah, there's still remnants of it there. So with the advent of high voltage transmission, we were able to build bigger, more efficient power plants and shut down older, smaller, inefficient ones and use transmission lines to tie everything together. So now we have this, multi-state, as Wes said, we're actually tied, interconnected with utilities all the way to the East Coast.
Really?
So we can buy and sell power. We can help each other with reliability. So it's a very interesting grid now. Basically there's 3 grids in the United States: East Coast, West Coast, and Texas.
It's become like a commodity that you can literally trade and monetize and make work. It's amazing that this thing that started with just an ice company and some light bulbs is now a commodity.
Right.
Is now an asset. That's astonishing. Now, obviously, we're celebrating 40 years of Heritage Award recipients this Thursday at the event. It's going to be a drive-through walk down memory lane. It all starts at the Historical Society at 200 North Lee. I have a short presentation there. There'll be a video that you can watch later at ksvptv.com. And also, then the caravan will go to Pepper's Grill and Bar, where there's just a fantastic menu set up. It's too late to sign up, right?
It's not.
It's really
not. If you're listening,
we
are pushing it. And I think it's important for us to let me take a step back for just a minute. We're walking down memory lane. And my father gave most of his adult life to Excel and Southwestern Public Service Company. I will never underestimate the power of what they offer to us. But I think the segment that we have left out is their community involvement.
Oh, absolutely.
Excel is our family. I consider Mike McLeod family in many ways. But one thing that I don't hesitate to say is organizations like us wouldn't exist without them. They have been our lifelines. And at the darkest of times, Excel is there. Excel is there to help, whether it's light bulbs, whether it's helping with 4th grade school tours, whether it was me going to cooking school classes and doing things safely, whether it was Ready Kilowatt in my little pens and making us proud to conserve electricity. They've always been there. So as historical as they are bringing lights, I think they've made a name for themselves equally as humanitarians, helping us to do what we need to do and doing it with a smile.
Yeah,
and always offering whatever it is. They want to help a little bit more any way they can. But it is not too late to celebrate all this.
I'm impressed that you guys are holding out so long.
So if somebody just found out today, we need the money just as much as Pepper does. And I think it's important for people to support local. Pepper's has been there since the beginning of these dinners, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, every
and
time.
I think Excel has
and
too.
always do a great job. Adam and Neil, my goodness, they always do.
So the food is more than worth it. The help, we could never ask and thank enough for all the help we get, but it's not too late. I talked to Adam. Thank you, Adam, and everybody at Pepper's. Call today, and we will make it happen. I would love to help them more, and we need the help. So we could never thank you enough, but after today, I have exhausted all efforts, and I don't think I can do much more.
I completely understand. You've given all. So,
but we can deliver. We can deliver, or you can pick up. So call to the museum today at 622-8333 for more efforts. Or if you just want to make a donation, you can log on to the website at RoswellMHistory.
Absolutely.
.org.
And you touched on something back there a moment ago that Excel, they really are a very humanitarian, in Southwestern Public Service, a very humanitarian company. They work a lot with communities. I have had nothing but Excel, like, free light bulbs, that I get at, like, events for the last, 5 years. Because you guys are always out handing out free light bulbs. But it's more than that. You guys have, just even over the past 2.5 years with the pandemic, easing restrictions and not cutting people off and just those little things that the Excel did. That spoke volumes. When other companies were just pulling the rug out from underneath people, you guys were there for communities.
That was a difficult time for everyone.
Absolutely.
So whatever we could do to help people sort of get through that, but giving back to the community is a core value of Excel Energy, and it was of SPS. It's very important to us. We're only as strong as our communities are strong, and organizations like the Historical Society and Amy's hard work, it's hard not to. All Amy has to do is call, and she knows the answer is going to be yes. So she's just one of those that just goes above and beyond. The Historical Society is so important. A museum is so important to Roswell and Chaves County, preserving that history and not just preserving it, but communicating it, teaching it to younger people.
Yeah.
They do an amazing job. So it's an easy organization to support, for sure.
It's one of those things that you really hope that there's generations behind us that are going to keep it alive. I see a lot of promise in kids like Josiah and some of the kids that do like the CAPS program. I see a lot of promise in that. I feel confident that the Historical Society is going to be in good hands moving forward. For generations.
We certainly are honored to work with the CAPS program and even history clubs. I think that's so important. We talk about it a lot as Excel, and they're in every building in this town. We think that the history clubs and everything could be in this building. As a reminder, don't take it for granted. Yeah. Certainly conserve it if you can, but most importantly, be mindful. It's been here before New Mexico became a state, and we have to be thankful for that and partner with them. There's a lot we can do for them too. It's a mutual relationship.
Right. Sure. And you look at that list of the recipients way outside of SPS, some incredible families, organizations that have meant so much to this city and county. So
it really is, and I look forward. I think 106.5 for partnering with us. Those who are unaware, during this event and after the event, you can log on to 106.5. Yes. There will be a slideshow. And just kind of, I really want to encourage people to take a moment to look at every slide. We want to intentionally put every year on there and every name, and just don't take that for granted. Do your little homework and celebrate all these 40. And we're excited for the next 40. And every year, one of the hardest things we do is make these selections. Sure. Because there could probably be 100, so many names every year.
And I made the joke before. I feel like, and I understand that we're celebrating 40 years of recipients, but I kind of feel like it was a cop-out this year. Like, we don't want to pick one person, so we're just going to celebrate everybody.
Well, I hear it all the time when we've even contacted individuals or organizations like Excel or Southwestern Public Service Company. They have no idea who is in this past history. And then once you get it together, we're this family that I'm just excited. Absolutely. I'm excited that we are all family, but I'm excited for the future too.
And speaking of the future and moving forward, obviously, the Historical Society, we want that to be in good hands. So I'm curious, and Wes, feel free to jump in on this one as well. The future is bright, as they say, for XL Energy. Obviously, we're exploring different kinds of alternative energy, but we're also kind of leaning on traditional forms of energy production. So where do you see XL and Southwestern Public Service moving forward? I mean, what are some of your plans moving forward?
Well, Mike can sure join in on this because he's the boots on the ground, but we're definitely moving toward a different type of future in terms of carbon-free sources, electric vehicles. A lot of things that seem kind of futuristic to us are really starting to come to pass, and we've launched our electric vehicle program in New Mexico, and Mike's been really hard at work on that. You'll begin to see car chargers, in-home charging. So it's really going to revolutionize how people think about electricity, and I wasn't sure I was going to live to see all this, but I think it's going to happen. So, Mike, you can add to that. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, you make a great point, and it's not all about renewables. That's an important part of the mix. No, and it's about carbon sequester on gas plants. It's about how to better operate our coal plants, for the end of their life. It's about how to best utilize electric vehicles, as Wes said. So we believe the answer is all the above. We are trying to take a very systematic approach, keep the cost as low as possible for our customers, high reliability, but work toward a carbon-free future that, most everyone, is aspiring to. And it's sort of all uncharted territory right now. I mean, you guys are kind of like, swashbuckling into the field of you don't know what's next and what you're That's a great point, and we expect that, and we publicly say this, that technology is going to have to help us along the way. We think there's got to be a lot of innovation in battery storage, and carbon sequester, and a lot of different areas, and so we're going to have help with technology to meet those goals. Absolutely.
What's interesting is our big energy companies like ExxonMobil out in southeast New Mexico, they're also working toward a sustainable future. And recently, we're buying gas or natural gas from them that we're using in our power plants that's been certified in a way that shows that they are taking steps to reduce emissions. So all these companies are working really hard at this, and we're really all in this together, and we'll get there together.
Absolutely. It's one of those things we're just kind of, walking in blind and hand in hand, we're going to make it work somehow. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, I'm excited for this dinner. It's awesome to kind of look back at history and just looking at this list. I mean, just some of the names. The one that popped out to me instantly was John and Betty King, because when I started my career, they were still here in Roswell. They were kind of the godfathers of radio Roswell. That's true. And just some of these amazing names on this list. I mean, it's going to be a great chance to celebrate really the history of Roswell, and that's what we're excited about, and the history of southeastern New Mexico. And the food. Oh,
it's always awesome.
I mean, that sounds amazing. Absolutely.
You're making me hungry. Mike always takes me to Peppers every time I come. In fact, I'm long overdue for a trip.
I was going to say, we got to get Wes down here and get him in studio with you guys.
Absolutely. Yeah, they bring the heat every single time with the menu at Peppers, but this one, they're pulling out all the stops. It's $100 for a dinner for two. That's going to be two people, and then it's $500 for the table of 8. That also includes the swag bags, the centerpiece, as well as for the $500, that includes delivery, if need be. But delivery is also available in the Roswell area for an additional $10. And again, all the proceeds go to benefit the Historical Society and keeping the doors open, keeping the lights on, and making it work for them. That's what it's all about.
We are just thankful to everybody that's made it happen. And we talking about XL in the future, we look to our future too. We're excited, and we know that none of us are going anywhere. We're going to work together and do great things. And we could never thank XL enough for the support we've had in the past.
Absolutely. It's funny. I've entered that generation where, because when I was a kid, my parents used to take me where they grew up, and they'd point out stuff, and they'd be like, well, that used to be the tire store over there. We used to hang out at that place. It was a gas station. And I'd be like, okay, Dad, all right. Literally, I was driving around with my kids the other day, and I went, that used to be a Tasty Freeze. And I instantly had that moment of like, oh no,
we're becoming our parents.
But it's true. As you enter new generations, new eras of life, it's important to kind of keep that eye and that memory on history. I'm part of the Remembering Roswell Facebook page. It's amazing to me some of the stuff that they remind me that there used to be a block-wide department store here in downtown Roswell. Just some of the stuff that a bygone era. And that's what the Historical Society is doing, is they're capturing that and they're putting that on a pedestal in a place where it needs to be and revered. And it's awesome work.
You bring up a good point during COVID, and even at the hardest of times, there was never a time you couldn't get in your vehicle and take a trip down memory lane.
That's right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I really believe that, I always say history helps us understand our present a lot more. And I think a lot of anxiety that we have in the world is we think we're flying blind, and we're not. All we've got to know is know our history and see that all these folks, they got through it, and they figured it out. And I think that really helps people. So it's beyond just fun. I think it's very important to how we live, to know our history.
You're absolutely right. It's something that needs to be paid attention to, because if paid attention to properly, there really is a roadmap for what we're supposed to do for the next steps that we need to take.
It may have different words and terms and different technology, but it's, humanity is kind of the same.
And that's
and has been
that's
for many
the
years.
key to moving forward too, is taking that and also applying, the technology we have today, some of the resources we have today, and kind of synergizing the two things to make them work, together.
Right.
So, well, I'm very excited. So this is the final day. Get your RSVP in now. If this is the first you're hearing about it, first of all, welcome to the world of radio. Secondly, because we've been talking about this for a long time, but this is the last day. If folks want to RSVP, how do they reach out to you?
Best scenario is call the Society at 622-8333, or you can call me direct on my cell, 575-915-4471. Call to verbally affirm the reservation, and then you can go online to make that payment.
Absolutely. And again, 622-8333. Or if you want more information, it's roswellnmhistory.org, and that's all the info that you need to know. It's a fantastic menu. It's a fantastic event to celebrate 40 years of Heritage Award recipients, and really just to look to the future.
That's exactly right.
Keep our eyes on the horizon. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Anytime you guys are back in the area, of course, you have a parking spot here, basically. Anytime you guys are back in the area, come on back to us. And Wes, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate
Thank you, Wes.
Great to join you. Amy, good hearing from you. I wish I could see you, but just let's make it happen. So.
Absolutely. 622-8333, roswellnmhistory.org. Get your RSVP in quick. Mike, Amy, Wes, thank you guys so much for your time. We really appreciate having you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Appreciate
Absolutely. 19 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with some local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo reporting. Our top story today, flash floods causing about 200 people to be stranded at Carlsbad Caverns National Park over the weekend. Tourists and staff at the park's visitor center and a caravan park were ordered to shelter in place on Saturday after roads became impassable. The Eddy County Office of Emergency Management also said in an update statement that more than 200 people had been evacuated from that visitor center just before midnight on Saturday. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service said Las Cruces received about 3/4 of an inch of rain, but some areas received even higher amounts, closer to 1.5 inches. From Friday to Sunday, in fact, as much as 4 inches of rain fell along U.S. Highway 70 near Oregon. And on the other side of the mountains, White Sands Missile Range received about 5 inches of rain between August 18th and the morning of August 22nd, according to the National Weather Service staff. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a shocker you might not know. President Biden signed the so-called Inflation Reduction Act. To help fight inflation, the government says that you need to, get ready for it, spend money. Spend money on a new electric vehicle, and you could qualify for up to $7,500 in tax credits. Qualify, yes, but good luck collecting. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. The problem? Of the 72 electric vehicle models for sale today, 70% are completely ineligible for those tax credits. Why? Because most of the car's parts aren't made in America. Even worse, the battery's probably made in China, which has 80% of the world's mineral supplies used to make electric car batteries. If you don't like that Saudi Arabia holds oil prices over our heads, wait until the Chinese start doing the same thing with electric car batteries. Get more tech news and tips with my longer daily podcast called Kim Commando Today. Prices on just about everything are rising, but thanks to CarShield, I don't have to worry about how much it's going to cost to fix my car when it breaks down. Their price will never go up, and they help handle everything. That's why I love them. CarShield offers protection plans for around $100 a month that cover more parts than ever before. When you need a repair, there's no paperwork or headaches. CarShield will even take care of you when your car breaks down on the side of a road. Every protection plan includes coast-to-coast roadside assistance, courtesy towing, and rental car options at no extra cost. So as long as you cover your car, no matter how old it is, you're protected from the rising cost of parts and repairs. Get coverage like I did. Go to carshield.com/Kim or call 800-391-8888 to save 10% on your plan. That's carshield.com/Kim or call 800-391-8888 to save 10%. That's carshield.com/Kim.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 16 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date with some local weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day, but we do have that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing today. Our afternoon high fairly comfortable at about 85. Overnight, partly cloudy, mid-60s, and they'll be getting sunshine on Wednesday morning. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible and will stay in the mid-80s. Sunny on Thursday and about 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 66 degrees around Roswell Way. Humidity is at 87%. Winds out of the north at around 7 miles an hour with a barometer of 30.12 inches. Dew point of 63 degrees. By the way, those in the lower elevations or the lower areas in the Pecos Valley, bear in mind the river has it's been higher than it's been in quite some time, so there is risk of flooding. In fact, we got a call earlier this morning from the superintendent of the Dexter Consolidated Schools to let us know that, yes, Dexter schools have been canceled for today. So if you're a student or a staff of Dexter Consolidated Schools, turn around. You don't got to go in today. It's going to be a free day for you, but barring any issues, hopefully school will be back in session tomorrow, or at least they'll reassess the situation, and we'll move forward as they see fit. Mostly sunny skies, 85 degrees for the high today. Winds coming out of the north at around 5 miles an hour. And for tonight, partly cloudy, an overnight low of 66 degrees with winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. So plan for that. Mostly sunny and 86 degrees for your Wednesday. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. We've slipped into that perfect pocket of late summer in southeastern New Mexico, where just the weather outside is absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be a little warm as we get towards the weekend. 90 for the high on Friday with mostly sunny skies, but then just in time, like a hero when we need it most. The rain comes back into the area. Cool comes back into the area. Clouds come back into the area. 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms. Mostly sunny, but a high of around 92 degrees. 94 for the high on Sunday, but back down to 92 degrees for the high on Monday. And pretty sure we'll be slipping into the back into the 80s before you know it. Like I said, it's the sweet spot, as they call it, around these parts. 13 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Let's pause and get you up to date with the Chavez County Sports Report.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The Alien City Girls Soccer Tournament took place over the weekend, and it was, there were some wins and losses for both Roswell and Goddard. Roswell had the better end of it because the Coyotes finished off the tournament with a 2-0 victory over Goddard on Saturday. Brianna Castro had both goals for the Coyotes that game. Roswell's adventure started on Friday by defeating Lovington 5-0, and then fell on Saturday to Oregon Mountain by a score of 5-3. Eliza Lopez had 2 goals on Saturday in that loss to Oregon Mountain. It was Goddard, meanwhile, starting off their tournament by beating Alamogordo 3-2 in overtime, but then lost to eventual champ Las Cruces 8-0 in the semifinals. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
The Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. About 3,000 white-collar workers at the Ford Motor Company will lose their jobs as the company cuts costs to help make the long transition from internal combustion vehicles to those powered by batteries. The announcement was made Monday in a company-wide email, saying that 2,000 full-time salaried workers would be let go, along with another 1,000 contract workers. The cuts represent about 6% of the 31,000 full-time salaried workforce in the United States and Canada. It is Ohio's largest ever economic development project, a $20 billion semiconductor manufacturing operation near the state's capital. 7,000 construction workers are needed in an already booming building environment, and there's also a national shortage of people working in the trades. When the 2 factories open in 2025, the facility will employ 3,000 people with an average salary of about $135,000. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Roswell Ford presents the 2nd annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Hero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The 2nd annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For a free estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
If your car breaks down, no need to cry, because there's always a pal nearby at Big O. At Big O Tires. Locally owned will get you in gear. That's because you've known us for years at Big O. Big O Tires. Don't need to sweat any extra labor. You can always trust a good neighbor at Big O. At Big O Tires. The best service is part of our code. Need a cup of sugar? We're down the road at Big O. At Big O Tires.
Now through September 18th, buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of in-stock Nexen or Aspen GTAS tires with installation purchase. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price, not to exceed $35 where permitted.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
The Bulls are coming to Roswell, and the savings are coming to Roswell Nissan. We have a selection of over 25 brand new vehicles on the lot, so you can ride away today in an all-new 2022 Frontier, Pathfinder, or Rogue. And the pre-owned lot is stocked with herds of practically new vehicles in stock, with many 20s and 21s in stock. And we have over 100 vehicles on the lot. When no one has vehicles, Nissan does. Get ready for bull riding action and head for Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 7 minutes away from 8 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. A morning without Mike Winters. Mixmaster Mike back inside your radios, hopefully come Thursday. He is currently en route to El Paso to get some follow-up tests done for Kim. After her surgery just a couple of weeks ago. So barring any issues, he'll be back inside your radios come Thursday morning. A couple notes. Wanted to let you know that, as we mentioned earlier, the superintendent of the Dexter Consolidated Schools reached out to us to let us know that, yes, their school has been canceled today for across the Dexter Consolidated Schools area due to impending flooding in the area, or the flood level is expected to rise in the area. So out of an abundance of precaution, they are going to go ahead and cancel school for the rest of today. That would be Tuesday, August 23rd? Yeah, something like that. Anyways, today, school's canceled. I don't know why I've given the date out. Also, wanted to let you know that if you missed any portion of the program, or if you happen to miss any portion of the program, you want to go back and check it out in its entirety, you can do just that. If you're a glutton for punishment, you can go and find us over at ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters tab. It won't be this face. It'll be Mike Winters' face. Oddly sitting the same way, though. He always sits kind of with the elbows on the thing, holding the pen. Anyways, click on his face, and then you'll be treated to this show in its entirety. Plus, after we wrap up here this morning, Tanner, young hard R in there, he'll take the videos and put them up piecemeal for you over on our YouTube page and our Facebook page, so you can check those interviews out for yourself. That's just go to Facebook and search for 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Same thing over on YouTube. Is YouTube maybe Pecos Valley Broadcasting? I don't know. It's one of those things. But find us across all of our socials and follow along as you see fit. And speaking of KSVPTV.com, if you haven't already done so, you need to go back and at the very least do a quick browse through and breeze through of some of the football action we had this last Friday, as all three of our local teams brought back a W. That's right. The Roswell Coyotes, playing their home game right here at the Wool Bowl against the Wildcats of Lovington, absolutely smoked them. Goddard heading up the road to Santa Teresa last week to take on the Desert Warriors. Yeah, not the Saints, the Desert Warriors. Stupid Google. And they smoked them as well. And Artesia putting up an absolute valiant effort against the Cavemen of Carlsbad. It was a real back and forth game there for a minute. That is an incredible game. If you want to go back and check out some highlights, it's definitely worth your time. You can catch those games in their entirety over at ksvptv.com. Just click on the Roswell Coyotes, Goddard Rockets, or Artesia Bulldogs tab, and you'll be treated to those games in their entirety. As for this Friday, same shebang-a-bang, ksvptv.com will have all those games, and you can catch those games live on the radio as well. For your Roswell Coyotes, they are going to be hitting the road, traveling up to Santa Fe, I believe it is. And that game going to be happening pregame 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM with full video over at ksvptv.com. If we are allowed to do video. If not, it's just going to be audio only over on ksvptv.com. We're kind of still waiting and negotiating, so we'll let you know as we get closer to that event. Goddard returning back home to Roswell for their first game back at the Wool Bowl, taking on the Cavemen of Carlsbad. That game going to be heard on our sister station, Fierro 106.1 FM. That game, pregame 6:45, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And your Artesia Bulldogs going to be on the road traveling to Hobbs to take on the Eagles. I used to be able to do it. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, taking on the Eagles of Hobbs. That game, pregame 6:30, kickoff at 7 o'clock. And you can hear that game over on our sister station, AM 990 and 93.7 FM KSVP. And, of course, that game with video on ksvptv.com. Joby and Robbie traveling to Hobbs with the Artesia crew. I believe the Chris Deck and Chris Roybal, will be taking over for the Goddard Rockets, and I believe it'll be Art and Kelly taking the reins for the Coyote game up in Santa Fe. Either they'll be traveling to do the audio-only version of that game, or we'll have some semblance of video. We're still kind of working on it. We'll let you know. But there you go. KSVPTV.com is the place to go for all things high school football and pretty much all things high school sports, because we truly are Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority then, now, and always. Listen up, City of Roswell water customers. Is your account up to date with all your payments due? Well, here's the thing. The city's requiring all past due water accounts to be paid or have a payment plan established in order to avoid services being shut off. Water shutoffs of delinquent accounts begin on September 1st, so you've only got a couple of days to get it taken care of. Customers can avoid having your service shut off by making sure your accounts are paid up or that you've arranged a payment plan ahead of time. There are payment options available. Other information and assistance is available as well. Call the Water Billing Office at 575-624-6711, 575-624-6711 if you want info on how to get some assistance with your water bill with the city water department. Coming up next hour, going to be replaying that interview we had with the American Legion Post 61. Lee and Jen joined Mike yesterday. We'll replay that interview coming up on A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Former President Trump's legal team has filed a new motion in the saga over the Mar-a-Lago raid. Mr. Trump's lawyer is seeking appointment of a special master to review what the FBI took. They also request an injunction to block federal investigators from reviewing contents of the seizure until that special master can be named. The Biden administration being hauled into court,
surprisingly, by a liberal-leaning think tank that wants to know how the government is spying on Americans and the extent to which they are spying on Americans. In a statement on the Brennan Center's website, the group said government use of social media monitoring tools will increase the threat to privacy and hinder freedom of speech, expression, and association. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Decision day is here for voters in several states. Primary elections feature two top Florida Democrats squaring off for the right to face popular GOP Governor Ron DeSantis. In New York, redistricting has left two House Democrats, Carolyn Maloney and Jerry Nadler, competing for the same seat. The Dallas-Fort Worth area getting back on its feet following devastating, deadly flash flooding.
Totals of between 9 and 12 inches of rain fell within 24 hours, ending by Monday afternoon, says National Weather Service meteorologist Jason Dunn.
Anytime you put 2 to 3 inches of rain an hour down on concrete, it just doesn't really have anywhere to go. And then, a lot of the underpasses, things like that, those quickly fill up with water.
A 60-year-old woman was killed in the Dallas suburb of Mesquite when floodwaters from a creek swept her vehicle away. Emergency responders across the area reported hundreds of high water calls. I'm Julie Walker.
Watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed. Right now, the Dow is down 11 points, while the Nasdaq trading 50 points higher, and the S&P is up 8 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Are you ready to retire? Inflation is picking up, the markets are volatile, and the dream of a comfortable retirement is harder to attain than ever before. The stock market goes up and down is beyond your control. But you're at a point in your life where you can't afford to make big financial mistakes. I'm Al Labaroa, founder of Knight Strategic Wealth. Our investment strategy allows you to go up with the stock market, lock in your gains, and when the stock market goes down, your investment won't lose a dime. This works for your investments, savings at a brokerage firm, or even money at a bank. It's simple, it's safe, and that's why savvy investors work with us. Want to learn more? Text free to 833-898-0500, and we'll send our retirement readiness kit directly to your phone right now. If you want to help build a retirement portfolio that will go up with the market and literally never lose money, get our retirement readiness kit today and see how this strategy can help secure your future. Text free to 833-898-0500. Text free to 833-898-0500.
As Ukraine prepares to celebrate a big national holiday, there are fears of a stepped-up Russian assault. The BBC's Hugo Kashega is in Kiev.
For days, we've been hearing warnings from officials. President Zelensky has been saying that Russia could be planning something disgusting, in his words, to mark Independence Day tomorrow. And some measures have been taken across the country. People have been told to avoid public gatherings, to stay at home. And here in Kiev, there is a ban on public events, any events marking Independence Day tomorrow. The curfew hasn't been extended, but the city, like the rest of the country, is on high alert.
About 2,000 protesters upset with the government's pandemic response converged today on New Zealand's parliament, but there's been no repeat of the occupation 6 months ago, in which protesters camped out on parliament's grounds for more than 3 weeks. News and analysis at townhall.com. The water supply situation in Las Vegas, New Mexico, reaching a critical stage.
The city has already endured the devastation of the state's largest fire in recorded history, caused by federal officials carrying out what was supposed to be a prescribed burn to lessen the wildfire danger. Now those same charred lands, under deluge from a powerful seasonal monsoon, are channeling contaminated runoff into the city's drinking water supply. Las Vegas, with less than 30 days of water left, is erecting a temporary treatment system, but has no solution for the long term. John Scott reporting.
Tesla CEO Elon Musk has subpoenaed his friend and former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey as part of an effort to back out of his $44 billion deal to acquire the company that Dorsey helped found. Twitter and Musk headed for an October 17th trial that should determine whether Twitter can force the billionaire to go through with the acquisition. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Javelin, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the second day of the rest of your life. Hopefully yours is off to a fantastic start. Mixmaster Mike is out of studio today on his way to El Paso to take care of Kim and do some follow-up testing and appointments with that amazing surgical team down in El Paso. They really are a fantastic team of surgeons, of experts, of still hands that I could never be. I mean, I don't have it. I'm not steady. I suck at operation, but they're great at operations, which is why these surgeries and procedures went off without a hitch and with flying colors. But Kim needs to do some follow-up, so Mike and Kim down in El Paso for today and tomorrow. He'll be back inside your radios this coming Thursday morning. But yeah, happy Tuesday. Hopefully the second day of the rest of your life is off to a great start. We have no guest today, so even though Mixmaster Mike is not with us today, he'll still be with you this hour because we're going to be replaying an interview that Mike had yesterday with Lee and Jen from American Legion Post 61. We'll dive into that interview coming up here in just a few minutes on this here Morning Without Mike Winters. Real quickly, I wanted to let you know once again, this is graced our presence, and I think it needs to be known. I talked about it a little bit last hour, but only briefly. Coming up September 1st, the City of Roswell water service customers need to have their accounts up to date or be on a payment plan. Water shutoffs of delinquent accounts begin on September 1st, so make sure that you have something in place by that point. Customers can avoid having your service shut off by making sure your accounts are paid up or that you have an arranged payment plan. Now, if you want payment options, other information, assistance, call the water billing office at 575-624-6711. That's 575-624-6711. They've been avoiding delinquent shutoffs for pretty much the entirety of the pandemic, doing what they can to help out folks who are struggling. But at the end of the day, they are a utility, and they have to keep their lights on and their doors open and their water on too, technically. So get your water account up to date by calling the Roswell Water Billing Office at 624-6711. 9 minutes after 8 o'clock, let's get you up to date with that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day, but we do have that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing today. Our afternoon high fairly comfortable at about 85. Overnight, partly cloudy, mid-60s, and they'll be getting sunshine on Wednesday morning. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible and will stay in the mid-80s. Sunny on Thursday and about 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees around Roswell Way, humidity at 87%. Winds out of the northeast at around 8 miles an hour with a barometer of 30.13 inches and a dew point of 64 degrees. Currently, today, mostly sunny skies, 85 degrees for the high, winds out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Dropping down to 66 for the overnight low under partly cloudy skies with winds calm, once again, 5 to 10 miles an hour. 86 for your Wednesday under mostly sunny skies. Winds, again, southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Wednesday night, partly cloudy, 65. Pretty much staying in this wheelhouse of mid to slightly upper 80s for the rest of your week. 87 for your Thursday. Getting up to 90 by Friday with mostly sunny skies. But then, here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a melody. 20% chance of the wet stuff for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Or excuse me, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. 20% chance of rain. Highs in the low 90s, 92, 94, and 92, respectively, for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday night. Comes the rain again. Falling. I love that song. It's a great song. That part in the middle goes, do-do-do-do-do-do-do, pa-ba-do-do. I'm weird. Hey, wanted to real quickly tell you about Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell. They currently have 500 round boxes of 22 ammo in stock. You want to get that while it lasts. Zia Guns USA here in Roswell is the largest Vortex optics dealer in the state. They carry the Athlon spotting scopes. Those are the ones you see on the hunting shows on TV near a small screen near you. Now, Zia Guns also stocks Benelli, Stoeger, and Uberte. They're the #1 dealer for you in the area. You don't have to go out of town to get the good stuff. Zia Guns USA in Roswell is a destination store with professional staff that can help you get what you need and make sure that it's within your budget. Plus, you can trade in and trade up at Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell. Zia Guns USA, they know that the situation's tough, inventory's tight, but they're going to use their professionalism and experience to get a gun in your hand. They'll also buy entire collections or estates. Zia Guns USA in Roswell, the first to be open on Sundays, but closed on Saturdays because they spend their Saturdays with family. By gum, you should too. 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. Going to pause, pay a couple of these bills, and we're rushing through because we have a long one to get to. Mike's interview with Lee and Jen from American Legion, Post 61, coming up on the other side of these on A Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flyers are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. The market side has lots of new and different items, including new sauces and noodles to enhance your Asian dishes. And the restaurant inside Asian Market has all of Nook's favorites from 11 to 7 Monday through Saturday, like wontons, egg drop, rice or noodle soup, crispy calamari, and the best barbecue fried rice in town. All made fresh. Dine in or call ahead for easy pickup.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Do you know what to do when you or a loved one has flu-like symptoms, chest pain, shortness of breath, or abdominal pain? Or where to go for a broken bone? Emergencies are never convenient, but when they happen, ask to be taken to Loveless Regional Hospital, where they have 24/7 emergency care, intensive care, and more. You can even be seen in about 30 minutes or less. When urgencies or emergencies happen, ask to be taken to Loveless Regional Hospital. Because minutes matter, and you have a choice.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the AIDS Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Piero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, "No, I'm growing like a bamboo." Here's Mike Winters.
Joining us in studio from American Legion Post 61 family, of course, Commander Lee's back with us, and our auxiliary president, Jen, back as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
We're going to confuse your audience because we're normally here on Wednesday.
Yes, well, they're about to go to the national convention here later this week, so
tomorrow.
The normal time slot was not available because they're out of town.
Yeah,
so
we would have been in, St. Louis on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Wednesday I'll be in St. Louis. Yeah.
Do y'all get any kind of real layover in St. Louis, or?
No, we're staying the night in Oklahoma City and then St. Louis. We're driving, so it's taking us
I got you.
a little while to get there.
Oh, I got you. Which, you know what?
Yeah, I gave
in this day and age of flying, I'd rather drive anyway.
I
No guarantee.
Flying a long time ago.
Yeah, there's no guarantee you'll get there with a flight that's, but it's like, oh, we canceled your flight on you.
Right.
It's not reliable.
You don't have to rent a car. You have all your equipment with you.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah, I imagine because you guys have a lot of things to bring with you, so I imagine it's a lot easier in a vehicle to do that than try to go through airport security.
That would be a nightmare.
Everything else that's involved there.
Now that we got
luggage.
my truck figured out,
Yeah.
Now it's a safe trip too.
Well, the battery had fused apparently and shorted out the alternator.
Oh.
Yeah.
Took 2 alternators
to figure that one out.
Yeah. And then
And the mechanic was amazed that it hadn't started a fire, so I feel very lucky.
apparently you could have fried an egg on it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is
Yeah.
that close, huh?
Well,
I know that
anytime
feeling.
you have an electrical system, like you overload outlets or something like that,
Sure.
and you draw
There's
too
a
much
risk of
current.
fire.
Yeah, because it melts the insulation off the wires, and then, bing, there you go.
Then you got a problem.
Mhm.
Hopefully you have, the things to prevent that from happening, but it does
Well, you
happen.
would
It
think
goes
so.
unchecked. But, well, good. So safe travels to the great north
Milwaukee,
tomorrow.
Wisconsin.
There you go. At least
Yeah,
you
it's gonna
have
be
some good
muggy.
beverages up there.
Be 70s and muggy.
You can't get a good beer in Milwaukee. I don't know where you can go to get a good beer in this world.
They're actually doing Oktoberfest while we're there, so
That's
that's
what
pretty
everybody
cool.
keeps telling me. Go out beer and Pat called me up yesterday. Well, she talked to Jen and she says, "These are all the pubs you can go to." And I'm just thinking, do I look like a pub crawler to you? You know?
Now I wonder how much partying she does now that I'm thinking about it.
yeah.
Like, she's got quite the party animal here.
Yeah,
So here's your pub crawl for to Milwaukee.
But I guess there's some really good restaurants. I'm hoping we get to try. at
I
least one or
imagine
two.
that, you should be able to get a good steak and a beer in somewhere in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I'm
but
thinking.
anything close to that convention center is probably $15 for a can of soda.
This is true. This is true. But when in Rome, one time you got to do it, right?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, they're there for the national.
I've never been to Milwaukee in my life.
I haven't either. I've never been.
I'm
either.
interested to see it, and I've never seen the Great Lakes either. So
I've seen a little bit of the
Lots of
Great Lakes.
I've
so.
been in the Great Lakes. Let me tell you, I'm not missing too much. It's cold,
They're great.
dirty, the whole 9 yards.
It's like an ocean, but there's another side.
Sort of.
well, that's cool.
Yeah. My experience of Great Lakes is around Cleveland area. That's where I saw that. So it's a little farther south and
Right.
probably a little warmer there.
Ohio, right?
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. But yes, so you guys will be heading here to tomorrow to Milwaukee.
Yes.
And
Yes. Well, 2 days to get there.
Yeah, and I'm pretty excited to see how the auxiliary does the lineup because this year the American Legion Auxiliary State of New Mexico is #1 in the nation for
That's right.
membership.
Oh, wow.
So we're pretty proud of ourselves.
Nice.
I think we dropped to 9th. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So kind of give folks what's kind of the type of things y'all do discuss and go over when you get to national there. What's
Policy.
Okay.
Lots of
mostly.
policy, yes.
Yeah, I'm a national executive committee member. Well, actually the alternate, but I'm acting as the primary on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
And for the Sons of the American Legion, and they have resolutions and they have changes to the national constitution, and and what are we going to tell Congress?
I'll say this. That's where because for folks who don't know, the American Legion was created by the U.S. Congress and is
1919,
sanctioned as the official,
Yeah,
I guess you
it
could say,
literally
veterans
took an act
organization
of
of
Congress.
Well, and we created the VA. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Well, back in the day.
constantly trying to improve on it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, the American Legion's kind of that person or organization that has Congress's ear when
Yeah.
it comes to veterans things.
Very
So
much so.
obviously, when you have that ear, you want to make sure you fill it with very important things. So so that's I imagine a lot of it's that.
tends to listen to us.
Gotcha.
They don't
Okay.
have to, but they tend
Sure.
to.
It
Yeah.
carries more weight than someone else
Yeah,
trying to
the-
bring the same message.
Well,
Ameri-
it's like having 2 million people talking to the senator or the representative.
Like the NRA's got the gun,
Well-
veterans, we've got the American Legion is our voice for Congress here.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in, and we have to lobby
Yep.
Congress to do anything for us.
It is. Well, I mean, say what you want, what your thoughts are on John Stewart, but the stuff he was doing for first responders and the things he was bringing before Congress shouldn't have to.
Yeah, I
should
was
be automatic,
I was
yes,
listening
but-
to your pre-recorded rant last hour. And I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, well, aren't we a little...
Oh, that wasn't pre-recorded. That was live. At the beginning of the hour? No, that was live. The interview was pre-recorded. That was me live. I just got finished looking at Facebook and got annoyed.
Oh,
Funny how that happens, isn't it? I stay off of
But,
Facebook as
you
much as
know-
possible.
I do too, but I gotta know
I
something.
might point out that your ranting on your radio program is a bully pulpit because
Yeah.
nobody can respond to it.
Well, they can. I gotta communicate. They can chat. They can reach out to me if they want to. But if you don't like it, get your own radio show. They're nice to have.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
would
mind if
imagine
I
so.
just come on yours every once in a while?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure. Start a
I
podcast.
don't really-
Get involved.
I
I used to be on local TV here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice
I
thing
used
to have.
to be on a religious show here in town.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Abbott and the Babbitt and
You guys had very interesting discussions.
that Bishop dude and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
I just see people sit there and call each other the names and starchly defend their party and not the community, and I'm like, I just have an issue with that. I'm sorry,
Right.
you know.
Well,
I get it if we're talking.
I don't want to talk politics, but I'm on both sides sometimes because I'm a conservative libertarian, which means that everybody's pissed off at me all the time. So I mean,
I'm kind of in that same boat.
I don't support this, but I support that.
Yeah.
You know, but 90% of my life is not politics because
It's the American
I'm wearing
Legion.
the hat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm not on a political party. I'm on the military bandwagon.
Yeah. Well, and that's part of my thing. I'm like, this is Team America, not Team Democrat,
Right.
Team
Exactly.
Republican. And you people have turned it into Team Democrat, Team Republican instead of Team American. They've lost sight of that, and I
don't
hate
care
that.
what your party is.
Yeah.
What can you do for veterans?
Yeah.
You know, and I found that, you know, you watch TV or whatever, and they tell you that, oh, the Republicans support the military and the Democrats don't. But I will tell you that when I was in Colorado, our staunch reporters our supporters were Democrats. So 90% of the time we were talking to them on Capitol Hill.
Sure.
And here too in town, I found that sometimes the Democrats are more supportive of military causes than
and I would argue
taxes and whatever.
20 years ago, it was less us versus them mindset. You know,
for sure.
And now it's all that. It's like, oh, you support that, then you're against us. We're going to throw you out with the bathwater.
Well, I was a lot younger then, but 20 years ago, to me, the lines were not quite so blurred.
Yeah.
Now it's, you open your mouth, you say 3 words, and they've already got you pinned to some party.
They pigeonholed you into one thing.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
I'm not
going to
going to
treat
listen
you
to
as
you
such.
anymore because now.
And I have a big problem with that. And I call people out on it all the time, and especially locally. Because, you know, that's one thing to do that up there in the Fed level when everybody and their uncle's doing it. But here in town, when you got to go to the store and church with these people, and now you're going to act like this on Facebook like you never talked to someone before or point out things before, shame on you.
But I don't want to minimize the fact that there are some people out there that are really, they're very divisive people.
Yeah,
and
they get dealt with in different
really
ways.
Care how they come across.
And they get dealt with in different ways, and I frankly don't care what happens to them.
I suppose.
If you want to be that way, then you reap what you sow. God bless you, and it's gonna bite you in the tail, and it's gonna get you someday.
Yeah.
And I warned you, and I'm just gonna laugh and say that's a shame and move on about my day. When you're sitting in your hole crying to yourself because the whole world screwed you because you started being divisive. Good luck with that. And
But,
then when we got to bail them out, I'll be like,
I mean, if we're going to talk politics, we'll go into things like the PACT Act,
Yeah.
you know, which got passed, and the burn pits and stuff, because
Oh, yeah.
they're now starting to realize that a lot of these military bases around the world, people were exposed to toxic waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nasty
I mean, you're
stuff.
seeing on TV these ads about Camp Lejeune,
And I don't-
but there are a lot of places all over the world. I mean,
and I don't want to be interpreted as don't fight for anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. My thing is, fight for what's right. But what I'm seeing on Facebook is people that just don't like the party. And so they're just doing nothing but sharing photos of what the other party's doing bad instead of actually talking about how to fix things. And that's one thing if we're talking about presidents and people on TV and stuff that there's cartoons about them in papers and things like that. That's one thing. But we're here in Roswell in a nonpartisan deal, and these clown shoes. I know they're
what
not.
I'm going to
but-
say is,
and these clowns
the
are sitting there playing
higher
like
up on
children.
The hierarchy that you get in politics, the more divisive things are. The lower you get, the less they should be, because here at the grassroots level, we're fighting for Roswell. We're fighting for Roswellians.
But they're not
we're
fighting for
fighting
that.
for that if you're going to allow national or even international politics to jade your life, then you're not supporting your community. We should be talking at the local level here about things that matter to us.
I agree. And none of that happened to do with a D or an R. None of that.
Right. No, I'm not even.
It's just what
I'm not even talking on that.
But that's what people are doing, and I have an issue with it because I'm like, no, this is about what's best for the community. This is not about what your party says is best for this community. And we got too many people telling us what this party says is best for this community, and I'm like, get the hell out of my city government with your party.
Right, and I've noticed that a lot more of these national arguments are creeping down into local politics, which to me makes no sense because we should be talking about what are we doing with, the funds here, what are we doing at the convention center, how are we dealing with the city's water problems, and I don't really think that it has anything to do with critical race theory.
Yeah. All I'm saying, public, look who's acting like adults and look who isn't. And the ones that aren't, kick them the hell out.
Yeah, but they're politicians.
Kick them the hell out. That's all I'm saying. I'm tired of these people, and it's even worse at this level because they have zero political experience. They're just people that are mad and sign up for things, and that's great. But don't come with ideas. Don't come mad. Come with ideas and come with solutions.
Back to what I was saying before. You open your mouth, you say three words. They already put a D or an R next to your name. And
exactly.
You're kind of pigeonholed.
Yep.
So what difference does it make here?
Well, that's why I keep saying what I'm saying. I'm like, if you do that, shame on you, and you should be removed for that.
I have no problem with it at the state level. I have no problem with it on the federal level. But if you're talking about Chavez County.
Exactly. And that's all I'm talking about is right here and locally. Yeah. I realize there's dumbness at higher levels. Be better than that.
Well, and we at the American Legion have to deal with the community.
Yeah.
And I don't really care what your political affiliations are. By the way, if you can help the American Legion, please don't hesitate to call me.
Absolutely.
But I don't really care if you have a D or an R or an I or an A or whatever next to your name.
Yeah.
It doesn't really make any difference to me because I don't see race. We're all under the skin. We're military people, and we're trying to fight for our community.
Yep.
So to bring it all back, we do have some events coming up that I would like to talk about.
Yeah.
For instance, on the 27th, I think it is, Saturday, we're having Vitalent come in at First United Methodist Church.
They're doing a blood drive.
We're going to do a blood drive.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I won't be there because I'm voting at national. But that and we'll have a substitute crew out at Farmers Market. Unfortunately, we were unable to do Farmers Market on Saturday. Apparently,
there was no Farmers Market.
Yeah.
Everything got pretty much canceled.
Sure
any events that were on Saturday pretty much got canceled.
Yeah. Mother Nature wanted to make sure we were well hydrated.
And you know what? This little rain we've been getting, I welcome that rain we got Saturday. It's helpful.
Yes.
It may not seem like it for some people at the time.
I do feel bad for the folks that were stranded in the Carlsbad area.
Yeah.
That kind of sucks, but.
Yeah, the caverns. You hear about that?
They weren't trapped in the caverns.
They weren't trapped in the caverns.
Yeah.
They were trapped out
because the road was washed out going in. But
I mean, the headlines were so misleading; it made you gave you the impression they were
living down in the
underground or something.
Although I ain't gonna lie, it'd be kind of cool. Like as long as there's no danger, you're just stuck in the caverns. How cool would that be? You get like, hey, look, I get to hang out in the caverns for 10 hours, do whatever I want. It's within reason.
Is it's underground, and if it's a deluge, it's going to come down there because you're down there.
I know, but I don't think there's any.
I don't know.
Those caverns have been around a lot longer than I have. And they did just fine.
Vitalent we got coming up. Now, I want to talk about in September, we're going to have a Gold Star event at the end of September, last Sunday of the month. I don't know
Gold
the
Star
date.
Mothers, yep.
We have a Gold Star Mother honoree at that point. And October 29th, we're going to be doing the Halloween thing again this year.
Great.
We're going to do something different this year.
Yeah, it's not drive-through.
No, it's not a drive-through this year. We're going to have a carnival.
Nice. So you get out and walk around, talk to people, eat things, buy things.
Rumor has it there'll be a haunted house. But I don't have the details on that, so
Well, we
I
have
can't
the creative group
expose
that's
anything.
part of the Post family.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been working on it since the last Halloween.
They've been
event.
they've been plotting, planning, scheming, and devising.
Yes.
And the other thing is they kind of keep it under their hat.
Mhm.
So they
sometimes
have.
it's a surprise even to the rest of the members.
So what'll happen is when they go to set this thing up, like the day before or whatever, getting it all set up, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, we're putting this here." Like what?
Yeah,
yeah, it's going to be this, And so to be honest, we can't tell you exactly what'll be there because we don't know because the people that know that are keeping it tightly under wraps. But
They want it to be a surprise.
it will be cool. It'll be a lot of fun, and you will enjoy it. If you love the drive-thrus, you're definitely going to love this carnival event.
Yep.
For
right. We
Halloween.
need sponsors for it, though. So if anybody out there is listening, these things do cost us to do,
Mhm.
plus all the candy.
And help
stuff.
out with donations
A lot
of
of
food,
times
candy,
we get
money.
candy donated to us.
Right.
Last year we had to buy it. So I mean, there is all that. But I do want to start talking about the Veterans Day parade.
Yes.
On November 12th, we're going to start at a little bit before 9. I have asked Matt Miller to do bagpipes before the 9 a.m. ceremony.
Very nice.
He has not confirmed that he will.
Well,
do
hopefully
that
he
yet.
does that because
But
he will definitely add
seemed
to it.
real excited about it.
Well, he's a great bagpipe player, and I don't care what anybody says. The bagpipes played. That's the instrument that's either the most beautiful sound or the most god awful sound, and it all depends on the person playing it.
Yeah,
and
well,
Matt
Matt
knows
does
it.
really
heard
well.
him play once, and he did well.
Yeah.
But I will say we invited him to do that. We're going to be inviting Tom Blake to do a couple of musical numbers. Sean Nicholson is going to be our keynote speaker.
Yes.
Apparently, he's going to. He spent a lot of time in some of these little wars. I mean, he was over 20-year Marine.
Yeah. So he as a Marine, he went. When they send people to these remote little skirmishes and things, and he was part of a lot of those. So, These things that don't necessarily make it on the news or
This
get the
year's
public
theme
spotlight
is all
on
the
it.
little wars and conflicts, basically peace through strength. So we're going to be talking about things like Lebanon, Grenada, Panama,
Libya, stuff like that.
Libya was 86. Yeah, so we're trying to concentrate mostly on 1975 to 1991. So
just missed the window.
Anything pre-Gulf War, is what we're trying to talk about. This
My little skirmish was like 98, 99. Kosovo and all that. That was
Kosovo,
mine.
Bosnia,
that
that
was
kind of
mine.
stuff,
That was my time
and
I did
Sean
war.
was there too. So
I was in Italy, but yeah. I was
you
in
were
the Air
still
Force.
in.
I was in the Air Force. I was loading. I mean, I worked. I humped. I mean, we were loading and dropping, but yeah, mine. I wasn't in a war zone. I was back in Aviano.
But I will tell you that Sheriff Harrington is going to step up and he's going to help us do the vast majority of the security and all that stuff. So we're not going to be reliant on the city as much as we have in the past.
Gotcha.
Although I really don't know at this point in time how everything's going to shake out. I've been in negotiation with the city since May. We haven't come to any final agreement yet, so I'm not sure how this is all going to look. But I will tell you that there are 5 organizations this year as opposed to 2 coming
Which is
together.
very exciting.
Coming together to do this. So you got American Legions, Post 61 and 28, both of their auxiliaries, and the VFW is a full partner this year.
Yeah, we got a great group of people
We
that
sure do.
are working this year's fair.
I am sending out the fundraising letters to the known fundraisers today. We'll be sending
People that
them
supported
out
in the past.
In the past. But we need new supporters. So I want you to know that despite the fact that Post 61 is spearheading the donations, they will be split 5 ways this year.
Yeah.
So because everybody is an equal part.
And I will tell you, so the VFW will use their portion to do VFW, their passion projects. Post 28 will use it for their passion projects, and then 61, our post will use it for our passion projects.
Oh,
which
for sure.
Which I can tell you, for us, we're scouting with the Cub Scouts,
Yes.
Memory Lawn.
Yeah. Mhm.
Those are two of our big passion projects. We have others, but those are our two
I was
chosen ones.
informed by the VFW that Crumlin's already stepped up.
Great.
So they've already made a donation.
Does not surprise me.
So,
But, that's great.
That's that. Scholarships. I want to talk about that real quick. We met first week of August, and the executive board chose all 5 recipients for fall. However, we had a slight problem with the donator through the IRS, and we are working feverishly to get that resolved and get the money distributed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to say don't apply. We've actually had another application come in since then.
Great.
But those will all be considered for spring.
Gotcha.
2023.
So if you missed the window for this one, don't worry. We're putting you in for the spring.
Put you in for spring.
Good, gotcha.
So we'll have at least 2 for spring 2023. I got to talk to Crum.
The idea is we have to have a few more
step
too,
up
so.
again, but we would like to have more. But I know for sure we'll have 2.
Sure. Well, we have Crumlin being one of them, but we have others that are very much supporting us with money for these things. Some don't want public recognition, but they are helping us do this kind of stuff. So just let you know that. Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yep.
Also, I want to tell you about our Charity Bear project. Well, actually, I'll let Jen talk more about it. We've had several people donate, or sponsor these charity bears. One company in particular, Reinicke Medical, they sponsored 50 bears.
That's awesome.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, big thank you to them.
For sure. And we managed to complete a lot of the bears. We actually gave 24 of them to the Sheriff's Department a couple weeks ago.
I'm sure a few of those are in the hands of kids as we speak right now.
I am sure
Hopefully
they
not
are.
too many, because that means they had a lot of calls. But you know what I mean.
Right,
So.
yeah. And we're currently working on some more bears. We've got some that, while they are patriotic, don't necessarily have the military-themed bellies that the other ones did.
Sure.
So we're
Kids
branching
don't care
out.
there. They just want something to
want
comfort.
something soft and cuddly.
Yeah,
So we're working on those, and we're hoping to get some more of those completed, and we'll probably give this round to the police department.
RPD.
Yeah,
Very
that's
good.
what we're thinking.
Good deal. And then I imagine there some probably going to state at some point, or
Yeah, it
various
could be
agencies.
where it just depends on where the members want to send them.
Where the agencies need it, where it's needed,
Right.
basically. Where we can
And
help.
we're asking for a $10 sponsorship for each bear. Helps cover cost of materials
Sure.
and everything. And then if you actually want to purchase one because you think they're so cute, you just got to take one home.
Sure.
We're asking $15.
Yeah,
Because,
like a donation to make another bear for another child.
Right,
So.
exactly.
The chickens are a lot cheaper, though. You can sponsor a chicken.
And they're
$5.
tastier, too. They're tastier, too.
No, you can hold them in your hand.
Yeah. No, we made little
Pin
pin cushion chickens last year for farmers market.
Yeah.
So those were fun too.
And make sure you come visit the American Legion Post table out at the farmers markets.
For sure.
When they have them, we're out there. So hopefully this Saturday weather will allow it to be out there, and we'll have a crew out there.
Yes, and there will be crack and black tar heroin as per normal, also known as confections.
Yes.
Yes.
Cookies.
Yeah, the sweet
and
treats.
brownies.
Yeah.
Joy made all those brownies for so long and stuff, and I never, of course, I'd be the perfect drug dealer because I never sample product. But I always sold all of them, and she's been increasing the number for me to sell.
She's putting the gauntlet bigger and bigger.
But I still had never tried it. So with the cancellation of Farmers Market on Saturday,
You had a few extra brownies laying around.
I had to send her out to go pick some up because
Joy had all
just
this
didn't
food.
want them in her house.
Well, imagine
you know?
she's got, she can't
She
eat
was
them
thinking
all.
she was going to sell it, and now she's got all this food she doesn't know what to do with. So
I big shout out to Joy. I will say that now I understand why I have regular customers.
yes,
They are really, really.
Well, now is it going to be a problem at the tables? Like now that they're there and you know how they taste, is it a one for me, one for you scenario?
I do have Self-discipline.
Discipline? Okay, just checking, because I do not. That's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I've never tried the brownies for that reason, because it's chocolate. Forget it.
I do want to put a shout out to Station 6 Fire Department. We went down to Station 1. They were having some training, and we gave them a little token of our appreciation to Station 6. They've always helped us with things like
the flag retirement.
Are they the ones that come out to the flag retirement?
Yep.
Yeah. And they're really cool. They even help, help.
Yeah, they cut out stars and the flags.
They're not by no obligation to help. They're just there to make sure we don't burn the place down, but they always come in and get involved and help.
Yeah, they seem to enjoy it, too, which is wonderful.
Yeah,
and we gave a lifetime award to one of our members, Robert Hazel. He's been around
forever,
38 years or whatever.
Well, I'm good friends with his son, too, and they've been around forever, too.
Anyway, we honored him recently. He's been on the Roswell Honor Guard forever, and he was a district commander. He was a post commander.
He's been very involved in helping veterans.
He's done it all in the American Legion.
Yeah, now he's a little more retired and things, but he's still helping out with the Honor Guard and with various veteran things around town with our American Legion stuff.
Yeah, if you need something,
he's still
Hazel's
active.
there.
Still pretty active, yeah.
We also performed a ceremony for the Lewis family out of Dallas, out at Memory Lawn. A little backstory on this. One of the deluges that we had washed out underneath one of the gravestones.
Okay.
And it happened to be for this
particular grave, yeah.
And turned out he was World War II vet.
Okay.
So we found out that he had not had any military honors.
Oh, wow.
So we took
fixed
the
that.
honor guard out there. We gave him a burial flag and the whole 9 yards. Got it fixed for him.
Good.
They were very happy.
His granddaughter very much appreciated it.
Yeah.
That's great.
We turned around, did the same thing for Ralph Green's son, Troy Alexander Green.
He's out there at Memory Lawn.
He was in Hagerman.
Oh, he's in Hagerman. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we went down there.
Okay.
And we did a little ceremony.
Okay. For some reason, I thought his son was at Memory Lawn for some reason.
No.
Okay.
No, Memory Lawn and many cemeteries around the area are just a passion project for Mr. Green.
Oh, okay.
He wants to give back to those veterans that are there.
Yeah. Well, I imagine I'm guessing, this is me guessing, I imagine when he went through with his son and burying his son, he probably saw something that didn't make him happy, and he said, I'm going to fix this, and he's probably been doing it ever since. That's my guess, is something along those lines.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that he does most of the mowing out at Memory Lawn, and if y'all want to donate to help with fuel, that would be very, very much appreciated, because as we all know,
there are some things
gas
that we
prices
do need.
are a little
One
higher.
is
and the fact that
we need either money or we need fuel vouchers, because we do a lot of mowing out there.
And after all this rain, we're going to be doing a lot more.
But on the auxiliary side, we also need stuffing.
For the charity bears.
For the charity bears and various other things. They also stuff some of the quilt projects and stuff like that.
So if you guys have some, extra quilt batting just laying around and you're not doing anything with it, just bring it on over to 200 North Pennsylvania.
Please, and
we'll stick it in some bears.
Something fun.
Absolutely, yeah. We love, if you want to, and if you want to hang out and make some on Thursday nights, you're more than welcome to as well.
We've actually had people come by just to help.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was
I'd love to hear
wonderful.
that.
One of the ladies from Unit 28 came over and helped a couple weeks ago.
Good. Well, come
she
on down.
She had a great time. So.
And you don't have to be a member of the Legion to do any of that stuff. We'd love to, if you just love doing crafts and want to hang out with some people and meet some new friends and all that, come on down Thursday night.
And the gentlemen in the community are welcome to join us too.
Absolutely. They gather at the First United Methodist Church every Thursday night. Y'all get together about 6, right? Or 5?
Yeah, 5:30 is when we have.
When we eat.
Yeah,
right.
Bring
But
your own meal.
They start getting into the sewing and everything about 6 or
Try to get
and we
about
moved
6.
all the Sons meetings to the first Thursday of the month. So the Legion, the Auxiliary, and the Sons all meet on the first Thursday night.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yep.
And that leaves the other 3 Thursdays 100% open
crafting
and stuff like that.
Yeah, and our Scouts meet on Thursdays as
Scouts meet every Thursday.
Yeah, they'll meet the Cub Scout pack there meets every Thursday. It's all right on the second floor there. So
currently we're 2nd through 5th graders, but I know that tomorrow they're going to be recruiting. I think it's at Military Heights, but I'm not
Could
sure.
be one of the schools.
One of the schools, Joy and Dawn are going to be out with Matt recruiting for more Cub Scouts and more hopefully we'll get some Webelos and troop out of it. But that's the plan. We do offer subsidies for scouting program and stuff like that. So
help with uniforms and that kind of stuff.
If you have a military connection in any way, and you want to join the American Legion, the Auxiliary, or the Sons, and then we apply that to your
basically you get a 2-for-1 membership is how it works out the first year.
In the first year. In the second year, you'll get a subsidy plus whatever we have on our war chest as we, we take in donations for scouts and stuff
we don't
like that.
We don't want money to be the hurdle that your child isn't part of scouts. So.
Right.
I look at it like kind of a bonus program, because next year when we re-up, then we'll, if the child has chilled, if the child participates in 2 fundraising events, only 1 hour each time, then we will split some of that war chest with them to help offset costs.
And they're doing all kinds of fun
slight
stuff
bit of
already.
sweat equity, not much.
Yeah.
It is.
But,
yeah.
And they've already done a camping trip. They've helped out with the flag retirement. They've got some more camping trips planned. So
apparently they have one this weekend.
is it? Okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I know enough to know about scouting to know some of the points of scouting and learning and being part of community, learning about the community, being an active role in our community. So kind of the service projects they do with us kind of line up with that part of their program. Because obviously what we do in American Legion, with our things, it lines up very much with what scouting does.
Exactly.
And trying to teach and instill into these.
It's one of the reasons we started Scouts.
One of the reasons we started the Sons of the American Legion.
So for them participating in our veterans parades and things like that, that's very much part of the fabric of scouting and what they do.
We sponsored an Eagle Scout, which is what the foundation of the Sons was. For 61.
And the Cub Scouts is the beginning of that. That's really where they kind of learn. By the time they get to Boy Scouts,
I will tell you that most of our Cub Scouts are girls.
Yeah, it's true. It's great. I'm glad to see that they're getting a good response from that. It's kind of it's different for me because I grew up in Boy Scouts. And it was about Boy Scouts, and Girl Scouts had Girl Scouts, and for whatever reason the Girl Scout program doesn't do the same thing the Boy Scout program
I was always
does.
kind of bummed about that. I was in Girl Scouts and I had fun doing it, but there were always some things that the Boy Scouts were doing that I'm like, why can't we do that?
Yeah, it's just, and I think it's just ideology on how what they
find important.
Yeah, exactly, and that's great. So, but there was enough demand where Boy Scouts said we're gonna, and so now they've been incorporating female scout troops and all that good stuff at every level, from Tiger on up to varsity.
I think there's actually a troop. Is it in Ruidoso? That's an all-female troop.
Mm-hmm. I think there's one here as well in Roswell, but I'm not 100%
I don't know.
certain.
I know that ours is co-ed though.
By the way, we are getting geared up to do another shoulder shipment.
Yes.
We have a group that we're sponsoring out of Guam, and now we're going to have one out of
Naples, Italy.
Nice. Now. So if you go to our website, you'll see there's a list of things that you can donate if you want, or you can donate money, and then we'll buy what we need to.
Okay.
But it costs us, probably $60-80 to ship stuff overseas. So anybody would like to step up and donate. By the way, the website is roswelllegion.org.
There it is.
And if you go down about halfway down the first page, you'll see the pillars there. There's a donation button there. If you want to do it, you can do it right online, or come see us on a Thursday night. Or if you have any questions, call me at 575-268-0220.
Yeah, and there's like a list of stuff, like what's good to be donating for Care Pack, the kind of items that they're looking for and need over there.
Right. And there is a list of things not to send as well.
Yeah,
because there's some things that people think are very popular, but you're like, no, you need to steer away from that.
Yeah, mostly lithium batteries and, the naughty things you're not supposed to mail in the mailing system anyway.
I know it's military, but the liquor and things like that.
Yeah, and they got enough ammo. They're good.
Yeah, they got plenty of ammo.
They got enough liquor too. It's right at hand. So.
Unless you get sent to Saudi Arabia or something, you're pretty good shape.
Well, even on base though, you're okay.
Yeah. Although when I was in Kuwait, there was no nut, because we were on Al Jaber, which is technically a a Kuwaiti base.
Oh, yeah,
we
no.
just had an American section there.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's anyway, another story for another day. But but definitely
let's not go there.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to meet up with a military buddy of mine. I was when I was at Keesler Air Force Base for training for 14 months. He and I were roommates that whole time, and
Yeah.
well,
He's going to meet us up in
90% of the
Milwaukee.
time.
Oh, cool.
But he's going to fly.
Is he a
up there.
Legionnaire?
He is
Or he just
now.
lives in-
Yeah,
Just
he
recently.
joined a Legion post down in Florida.
Okay, so that's the reason he's going to
Yeah.
to Milwaukee.
National
No, the
Convention.
reason he's going is to come see me.
Oh.
Apparently, he thinks he can still corrupt me, but we'll see what happens. I have a lot of responsibilities now. I'm a lot older than I used to be.
Yeah, yeah. I say that too. And then I do stuff.
I've never heard of you doing anything.
Not yet. You try to keep it out of the public eye.
Right? Try to keep it on the down low.
I don't advertise what I do on Facebook, unlike a lot of people. I'm like, no. I keep my trouble to myself. I'm not out myself. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. There are those that do that.
I just saw the time. We're out of it. But if
Yes,
anybody
we
has
are.
any questions, again, check out the website, roswelllegion.org, and you can learn everything there. Come out to our meetings. Come out to First United Methodist Church any Thursday night, really, about 6 p.m., and you're going to meet some of our Legionnaires. If you come the first Thursday, you're actually coming on meeting night. But if you come any other Thursday, you get to meet our auxiliary and meet some of our folks that are working on these
Yeah,
projects.
you can meet a celebrity.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, if you want to learn more about it, please reach out to us. Come out to the website. Come out to Farmers Market and ask questions on Saturdays.
Yeah,
We'd
we're
love
happy to answer questions and
do all that for
take
you.
memberships and all sorts of things.
Yeah, so good deal. We get it all?
I think so.
All right.
Hope so.
I think we hit more than we're supposed to.
Probably. Safe travels. We'll see
Thank
you guys when you get back and have fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
And good wishes to your wife, too.
Thank you.
Indeed.
We're road tripping tomorrow. By the way, Sean's doing the show tomorrow Wednesday. I got to go to El Paso,
okay.
take care of some stuff.
Okay.
So
Safe
just
travels to you as well.
yes, thank you. And although I'm getting quite good at that trip now.
For your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo reporting. Our top story today, flash floods causing about 200 people to be stranded at Carlsbad Caverns National Park over the weekend. Tourists and staff at the park's visitor center and a caravan park were ordered to shelter in place on Saturday after roads became impassable. The Eddy County Office of Emergency Management also said in an update statement that more than 200 people had been evacuated from that visitor center just before midnight on Saturday. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service said Las Cruces received about 3/4 of an inch of rain, but some areas received even higher amounts, closer to 1.5 inches. From Friday to Sunday, in fact, as much as 4 inches of rain fell along U.S. Highway 70 near Oregon. And on the other side of the mountains, White Sands Missile Range received about 5 inches of rain between August 18th and the morning of August 22nd, according to the National Weather Service staff. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
The Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. About 3,000 white-collar workers at the Ford Motor Company will lose their jobs as the company cuts costs to help make the long transition from internal combustion vehicles to those powered by batteries. The announcement was made Monday in a company-wide email, saying that 2,000 full-time salaried workers would be let go, along with another 1,000 contract workers. The cuts represent about 6% of the 31,000 full-time salaried workforce in the United States and Canada. It is Ohio's largest ever economic development project, a $20 billion semiconductor manufacturing operation near the state's capital. 7,000 construction workers are needed in an already booming building environment, and there's also a national shortage of people working in the trades. When the two factories open in 2025, the facility will employ 3,000 people with an average salary of about $135,000. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Find your path to a greater future at Eastern New Mexico University. With degrees offered both on campus and online, ENMU has the flexibility that you're looking for, and with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship, New Mexico residents can now start, continue, or finish their bachelor's degree tuition-free at ENMU. For more information, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success, that's what we're about.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
The season is underway for your Goddard Rockets, and this Friday night, your Rockets return to the Wool Bowl for their first home game of the season against the Cavemen of Carlsbad. Fiera 106.1 FM and KSVPTV.com will have every second of the action. Join Chris Deck and Chris Roybal for the pregame show beginning at 6:45 and kickoff at 7. Rockets versus the Cavemen of Carlsbad. Friday night beginning at 6:45 on Fiera 106.1 FM and online at KSVPTV.com. Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority, then, now, and always.
Closing in on 9 o'clock on this here Tuesday morning on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Stay tuned.
Your home for Armed American Radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Trump legal team seeks an independent review of the records seized by the FBI during its raid on Mr. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate.
According to the motion filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Florida, Mr. Trump and his legal team are seeking an order to appoint a special master to review the records obtained during the search. In a statement, the former president also says, quote, "We are now demanding that the Department of Justice be instructed to immediately stop the review of documents illegally seized from my home. All documents have been previously declassified." Bob Agnew reporting.
Devastating flooding, something that probably will not be forgotten anytime soon in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Crews using inflatable boats rescued many people from flooded homes in the Dallas suburb of Balch Springs.
They basically walked the boats in, knee-high, sometimes waist-high water, and got to the residents, those that wanted to evacuate, because some did not want to leave, but those who wanted to be evacuated, we placed them in the inflatable boats and assisted them back to higher ground.
Balch Springs Fire Chief Eric Neal, at least one death blamed on the flooding. If there is any silver lining, at least all of that rain did put a big dent in the area's serious rainfall deficit. Senator Rand Paul says Dr. Anthony Fauci's retirement from government will not derail the investigation into the origins of the COVID pandemic. The Kentucky Republican says of Fauci, he will be asked to testify under oath regarding any discussions he participated in concerning the lab leak. Former Tennessee House Speaker Glenn Cassida and a top aide under arrest, federal bribery and kickback charges. Watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed. Right now, the Dow is down 118 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index trading 4 points higher. And the S&P is currently 3 points in the red. More on these stories at townhall.com.
You're considering protecting your retirement with gold or silver? Listen up. Mark Davis here. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. They've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because they really educate their clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. Call 800-900-8000. 800-900-8000. Talk to one of their experts. They can send you a free gold kit along with a free copy of the Wall Street Journal national bestseller, The Great Devaluation. Number again, 800-900-8000. Don't wait any longer. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value, all from Advantage Gold. 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Call Advantage Gold today. 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Call 800-900-8000.
Australia's top prosecutor says a decision by a former prime minister granting himself expanded powers while in office violated the principles of responsible government.
Scott Morrison became Australia's Joint Minister for Health, Finance, Treasury, Home Affairs and Resources in the 2 years before losing an election in May. Few of his cabinet colleagues knew. Critics said it was a brazen grab for power. The Solicitor General said no laws were broken, but democratic conventions were fundamentally undermined. Mr. Morrison is refusing to resign as an MP and has defended his actions, insisting they were necessary during the COVID pandemic.
The BBC's Phil Mercer. Two top officials of Hungary's forecasting service fired after an inaccurate rain forecast prompted the postponement of a fireworks display on the country's most important national holiday. News and analysis, townhall.com. An autumn COVID booster campaign appears likely.
Pfizer has asked U.S. regulators to authorize its combination COVID-19 vaccine that adds protection against the newest Omicron relatives, a key step toward opening a booster campaign. The FDA ordered vaccine makers to tweak their shots to target BA4 and BA5 that are better than ever at dodging immunity from earlier vaccination or infection. If the FDA quickly clears the combo shots made by Pfizer and its partner BioNTech, boosters could be offered within weeks. John Scott reporting.
Hyundai and Kia telling owners of some of their big SUVs park them outside away from buildings. Series of fires involving trailer hitch wiring. Recall covers more than 245,000 Hyundai Palisade and over 36,000 Kia Telluride SUVs from the 2020 through 2022 model years. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of A Morning Without Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday. Look at the second day of the rest of your life. I was just doing the Randy song from Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. It works with this song. Hey, Randy. What? The devil. Huh? The devil is everywhere. I find ways to entertain myself. Yes, unfortunately, A Morning Without Mike Winters today and tomorrow. You got me inside your radios in the captain's chair. Don't worry, Mike. I'm not gonna undo your butt spot in the chair. He's got a certain like butt caveat, and he gets annoyed when I come and sit down in it because I mess up his butt caveat. But I'm doing my best to keep all your nooks and crannies in place. Mike traveling to El Paso to be with his wife while she goes through some follow-up tests after their procedure, her procedure a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, these are going to be a thing, and I think another 2 weeks from now, they're going to have to do this again. So it'll be me back in the captain's chair once again for those 2 days. But of course, thoughts and prayers go out to Mike, Kim, for safe traveling graces, and I'm pretty sure they're probably there by now. And hopefully everything goes swimmingly with the follow-up tests today. That's what we're hoping for. Coming up this hour, we have scheduled Elliot Rodriguez from Lone Depot. He's going to be set to join us coming up here in just a few minutes at about 9:15 or so. We'll be chit-chatting about his area of expertise, which is all things home buying. If you're a first-time home buyer, I know we're heading into uncharted waters, what with the Fed bumping up interest rates and things kind of getting, looking a little bit too spicy for the pepper, as they say. But Elliot's here to put your minds at ease, or he will be here in a few minutes, hopefully, to put your minds at ease and set you on a path toward home buyership. We'll get into that coming up here in just a few minutes, alongside all of your hourly features, which include, of course, your Pecos Valley News, your business update, this hour, your Hannity update, and anything else that comes our way on this Tuesday morning. So last night, I went ahead and ventured out and officially started watching the new Beavis and Butthead. And I got to say, I love what they're doing with this show. And yes, in fairness, watching Beavis and Butthead now is kind of like it was back in the days. You watch the show, and the show part is pretty entertaining. It's all cartoony, and you kind of know where they're going with it. It's kind of predictable, but it's Beavis and Butthead, so it's kind of like a warm blanket. But then, the true genius of the new round of Beavis and Butthead is, well, back in the day, they watched music videos, or in the redo that MTV did a few years back, they watched stupid MTV programming like Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant and stuff like that, and it really didn't work that well. But what they're doing now. Beavis and Butthead sit on the couch and just watch viral videos, YouTube videos. So far, I've seen them watch an ASMR video, which is so great because Beavis and Butthead start doing ASMR. And if you've never heard Beavis doing ASMR, it's absolutely worth stopping what you're doing and finding that episode just to watch it. Last night, finally, I got into the episode where Beavis and Butthead are sitting watching, I believe the song is called Gravity by BTS, the K-pop band. And therein, it's revealed that, I don't want to spoil it. It's such a great reveal that you find out that, maybe, just maybe, one of the boys is more into K-pop than the T-shirts would suggest. But it's absolutely worth finding and checking out if you haven't already done so, the revamp of Beavis and Butthead. A lot of people are saying you have to watch the movie, and I half watched the movie, like I watched it halfway through, but it was late, a long day, and I fell asleep, so I never finished it. But I don't really feel that lost, and I mean, it's Beavis and Butthead. I don't really think you could come in from after sitting in a room eating saltine crackers, never having seen Beavis and Butthead for 37 years, walk out and be shown Beavis and Butthead, and you would probably laugh at it. I'm just saying, there's something to love in there. 11 minutes after 9 o'clock. I'm just saying, not a sponsor, but go find the new Beavis and Butthead. It's definitely worth checking out. 11 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day, but we do have that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing today. Our afternoon high fairly comfortable at about 85. Overnight, partly cloudy, mid-60s, and they'll be getting sunshine on Wednesday morning. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible and will stay in the mid-80s. Sunny on Thursday and about 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Looking at 72 degrees, room temperature on the outside round Roswell Way. 76% humidity, winds out of the northeast at around 9 miles an hour with a barometer of 30.14 inches and a dew point of 64 degrees. Looking at mostly sunny skies today. Have you guys ever, okay, pausing for a second. Have you ever seen the Apparently Kid? I've seen it before, but I watched it again last night. Apparently I don't watch the news. I just popped into my head as I'm reading the weather here. Apparently it's going to be sunny today. Mostly sunny skies, 85 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at around 5 miles an hour. It's rough having an ADHD brain when you're just like, random thoughts will pop into your brain at any given moment. It's good to have a voice recorder on your phone because you never know what's going to pop out. For tonight, partly cloudy skies dropping down to 66 degrees. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. For your Wednesday, mostly sunny. High of around 86 degrees. Winds out of the southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. And for your Wednesday night, partly cloudy, getting down to 65 for your overnight low. Winds out of the southeast between 5 and 10 miles an hour, becoming light and variable after midnight. Sunny skies, 87 degrees, and light and variable winds for your Thursday as well, between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Thursday night, 66 for the overnight low, back up to 90 for Friday, but then the rains come sweeping through the plains. Hopefully not as rough a rain as we had last weekend, but definitely a chance for some. 20% chance of showers, thunderstorms, mostly sunny though. 92 for the high on Saturday, 94 on Sunday, and back down to 92 for the high on Monday. Hey, real quickly, I wanted to say a humongous congratulations and welcome back to the class of 2022-2023 at Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, and remind students that you can register online and on campus for the upcoming semester. If you are ready to go, Eastern New Mexico University Roswell is ready for you. Get ready for brighter days and learn essential career skills in arts and sciences, technical and health education right here in your own backyard. Classes start soon, so get signed up. You can register on campus or online. For more information, call 624-7000 or log on to roswell.enmu.edu. 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. Gonna pause, pay a couple of these bills. Haven't heard from Elliot yet. We'll give him a little time to show up. We'll eat some time on the clock, and if not, we'll come up with something else here on A Morning Without Mike Winters. Stay tuned.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Ed Safety Facility. Equal opportunity employer.
Well, the biting bugs and the ferocious flies are out in force, and if you don't take care of them now, you'll be swatting and scratching all summer. Makes me itchy just thinking about it. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether it's keeping the fleas and ticks off your animals or keeping the flies and mosquitoes away from your barbecue, you gotta use the right stuff, and you gotta do it at the right time. So come see us now at Roswell Seed Company, and don't let the bugs tick you off. Get it? Tick.
Hi, I'm Dr. Keon at Carabelli Dental. Same-day smiles are what we do. My passion is helping patients chew, talk, and live with confidence. That's why I'm one of the few doctors in the U.S. who can create beautiful same-day smiles with the latest digital implant technology. This procedure is life-changing. Just ask Sean.
Hi, I'm Sean. I've been that voice that you've heard on the radio for most of my life, but I'm also a dad to 2 amazing kids. I've had a million reasons to smile, but in all my old pictures, I was never smiling. Truth is that life of improper care and being dealt a bad hand genetically left me practically with no teeth. It affected everything from the way I ate, the way I talked, and of course how I interacted with people. And that's where Dr. Keon and Carabelli stepped in. They eased my fears. They explained every step of the process in a way that I could understand, and they made me feel almost like I was part of the team. And now, I can't stop smiling. I have so much more confidence, and I love looking in the mirror now. I can't explain how much of a difference Dr. Keon's dental implant process made for me.
Our team can help you find your smile too. Come see us at Carabelli Dental, 575-622-4444. 844-55.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11. Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Hero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. More than 50% of Americans fall asleep on their sides. That's way better than falling asleep on someone else's side. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. 17 minutes now, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock on your Tuesday morning. Elliot is here. He's downstairs. We're going to give him a couple minutes to get upstairs, and then we'll chit-chat with him for a few minutes. Real quickly, wanted to remind you that Richland Motors invites you and your family to the Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and the presentation of the American Patriot Award honoring first responders. That's going to be happening Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd in Roswell. It's a cook-off, and it's open to all skill levels and all mediums. We're talking wood, charcoal, pellets, wood chips, electric. Invection? No, I don't think that's part of it. But, all of those cooking mediums that I listed are open to you. Prize is going to be awarded for the best in brisket and the best in ribs. You can sign up now at rlchevrolet.com. That's rlchevrolet.com. Click on the About Us tab, and then just enter. Barbecue competition is open to all skill levels. Any level of grill master, it's open to you. Richland Motors Barbecue Cook-Off and the presentation of the American Patriot Award. That's coming up Saturday, September 10th at Richland Motors on West 2nd, right here in Roswell. You are invited to be a part of the festivities. City water customers, if you haven't already gotten your bills up to date, or you haven't gotten on a payment plan by September 1st, well, it's going to be a problem, because that's when delinquent accounts are going to begin getting shut off. So customers can avoid having their service shut off by making sure their accounts are paid up, or making sure that they've arranged for a payment plan. For payment options or for other information and assistance, you can call the Water Billing Office at 575-624-6711. That's 575-624-6711. Get it taken care of, please, by September 1st, because we don't want any portion or segment of the population to go without their water. And now that things are kind of slowing back down with the COVID thing and gearing back up with the real life thing, well, it's time to get about the business of utilities taking care of what they need to take care of. So get your accounts in check, folks. Call 575-624-6711 to get your account in check with the City of Roswell Water Department. 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Lone Depot, Mr. Elliot Rodriguez. How are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing good. Good morning.
Got to get up on that mic a little bit there.
Good morning, Roswell.
It's been a busy time for you, the lone man, as of late. A lot of people have been kind of keeping an eye on things. A lot of people keep an eye on the numbers and whatnot lately. It's been a very trying time, with the Fed and all that. So what do you say to the average first-time buyer, the average home buyer in this brave new world in which we find ourselves in? We're heading into a minefield. What advice do you have?
I think the best thing that we can keep in mind is not to worry and not to get afraid of what's happening. Okay. Because it's been worse in the past.
Sure.
Okay. It doesn't feel like it because, let's be realistic, we've kind of been a little spoiled for the past 5 years or so.
It's been nice. It's been a very I won't say cushy place to be, but it just from a cost perspective,
correct.
Things have sort of leveled out a little bit. But yeah, now we're getting back into the interesting side of things. Inflation is on the rise. I mean, the Fed looking. I think they just raised the interest rate for the second time.
Next month.
Next month. Okay.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is most likely the Fed's going to increase. I don't even know if they're going to increase the ceiling again, like they did a little while back.
Right.
What is very interesting is that it's going up and down, as far as the costs. Okay. As I spoke before in here, a lot of people need to keep in mind when they're talking about raising the interest rate, it's not quite that simple. It's more about the cost of it. Okay.
Right.
And then when we start talking about, raising the ceilings, it means the interest rate truly can be higher for real as far as like what interest rate you're going to get, for the home that you're going to purchase.
Right.
The thing to keep, considering is that it's going back and forth so that, it tries to stabilize itself as much as possible.
Sure.
And that's what the Feds are trying to do to control, the situation. So it's a little better and not so bad for the consumer. But the part that's very interesting that I've been noticing, it just keeps increasing more than balancing out.
Right.
So, and that is just getting us ready for the Feds for in September for them to just raise it or something.
At this point, it's kind of all, everything is speculative.
It's going to continue. I mean, the forecast, for those that are a little worried about it, and like I said, don't worry about it because, for example, back in 2004, I had a mortgage loan, and my mortgage loan was 9.5. Okay. So if somebody hears that right now, they'll probably get a heart attack right now. So
that's significant.
But the fact is, it depends on the loan, that you are doing and the program that you're doing, that is going to determine what your payment is going to be and so on.
Right.
So not to be afraid of that kind of stuff is the best, advice to do. You're going to buy a house. Like I was telling my sister a while back, Mike and I were talking about that. She asked me, when is the best time, to buy a house? There's a lot of programs out there tell you when to buy them in the summer and in the winter, in the fall. And there's a whole bunch of different things. The reality is, whenever you're ready to buy a house, it's truly the right time to buy a house. Whenever you as a person are ready to buy a home, that's the time that you should buy a home.
So what, in your opinion, constitutes being ready? Like what, if let's say, for example, I'm a renter, I've been renting my whole life, and let's just say I'm ready to take that step. In my opinion, I feel like I'm ready. What do you feel like constitutes being in a position of being ready?
Okay. So basically we all are, in need of a place to live. That's just life. That's just the way it is.
Sure.
Okay. So if you're renting, living with family or whatever, or the family is ready to kick you out. So
yeah, my kids are 3 and 9. I can't do that yet.
So the main point that I'm pointing out when I said, when you're ready,
right,
is that that you could actually go and buy a home. That you really, have that itch, like, yes, I want to buy a home.
That you want to, but also taking that step, knowing that you have things that in place that are supposed to be in place, like that you're financially stable, that you have money to put down for a down payment, that your credit is at an acceptable level, that you can go into a position where you can have negotiations and talks and not feel like you're going to get steamrolled the whole time.
Exactly, and that's the main point.
Sure.
Because let's be realistic. A lot of people go and look at houses all the time.
Yeah.
And they haven't even applied,
Right.
Which is a mistake because if you think about it, when you start looking at homes and you want to make an offer, it's like you can now. And then the poor real estate agent is showing houses to, individuals that may not be approved. And it's literally a waste of time for all of them.
Right.
To be honest, because if you can, make the offer and buy the home, you looking at houses, not that it's wrong to go and shop around and look.
Sure.
I get it. But I think the first thing you need to do is get yourself ready and, pre-approved.
Right.
And that's the main part right there. And a lot of people get approved all the time.
Sure.
And they're still on buy a house. That means they were not really ready to go and, buy a house per se. Okay. Yes, you should get approved and know what you are capable of buying and know your limits and so on. And that way, if you find that perfect home on, the one that, calls your name for real, you don't have to be afraid of going and make an offer and go and negotiate.
Right.
Because I see it all the time. Homes, are for sale and, the buyer comes around and take a look at the house and fall in love and they haven't even tried to get approved at all.
Sure.
Which is sad because now, you basically your worst enemy because now you just took away, what you really wanted. Because you didn't went and get ready for it.
You went and fell in love before you were ready to commit.
It's like seeing that girl that you want to go and date, and you haven't even go and take a shower and get ready.
You've already planned your life together with her, and you've already picked out the color of your curtains and stuff, and you haven't even gone up to her and asked her to dance.
How you do it, and what's your name?
So I understand where you're coming from, and so the want has to be there, but also you need to make sure that you're in a position that you're financially stable. I have a close personal friend of mine. Her and her husband have been going through the process of buying their first home. And just watching the process of them, go through and take the steps to fix their credit, to kind of get that number back up, to talking to loan officers, loan agents such as yourself, to figure out how much money they could be afforded in a loan, and it's a process. There is a lot that goes into it, and obviously, your home and your car are the two biggest, most expensive purchases you're ever going to make in your entire life, and so you want to make sure that you're entering those from a position of knowing what you're doing.
Correct.
But also having a good guide is a good thing. And that's where Loan Depot comes into play. You guys can kind of simplify that process. You can kind of take all the paperwork that lays out in front of somebody and put it in, as they said, you ever seen the movie The Nutty Professor, the Eddie Murphy one?
Yes.
He said layman's terms. He goes, oh, you mean rich dummy terms? Yeah, in terms of layman's terms, you can take all that paperwork, all that complicated stuff, and just break it down to a dummy like myself and make it make sense.
And don't be afraid about dealing with that kind of stuff. A lot of people get all scared, like, oh my God, I don't have the paperwork to do this and that. Look, if you have a job, okay, and you file your taxes, and most people, let's be realistic, a lot of us, because I remember when I was younger, I didn't keep everything, or throw everything away real fast.
Oh, same.
It's just the reality. But the fact is that we live in a different era now. And even trying to get W-2s or whatever, you can call your employer, even your ex, your former employer, and try to get those things if somehow you got rid of them. Second, we got the IRS. You got to at least get transcripts for those.
Sure.
Worst case scenario, and we can try to use those as well. So the thing is this, like you were saying, if you have somebody that can actually guide you, okay, and be there to support you through the whole process. All right. One of the things that I do with my customers is that when I get the whole entire process, the main thing that I do is I draw the line of like who is who. The fact is I work for them.
Sure.
Okay. They don't work for me.
Right.
And I believe many people sometimes kind of get that line a little blurry, and like they don't get it. And like your customers are the boss.
Right.
We work for them.
Your mindset isn't it doesn't happen without me. Your mindset is it doesn't happen without you.
Mm-hmm.
Without the customer.
I know. And one of the things that I actually, use a lot is I tell people, like, if you like football, I'm like, yeah. Well, like, just look at me as your quarterback, okay? But you're not the coach. You're actually the owner of the team.
Okay.
You're going to give me everything that I need from you so I can go down this field and go and touchdown for you.
So so that you can simplify and make it the easiest,
exactly,
the most successful process that is possible.
And with me, actually, I try to make it very simple for the customers. Okay, I'll give you a list. Okay, when you do an application, the system tells you the normal stuff that you need. But every situation is different. So when I interview an individual to actually do an application and get things rolling, depending on the circumstances that I know, the different stuff that they may need. I always give you a list so you can actually go by that list and get all those items for me.
Sure.
I actually make it very simple. I even tell customers, don't worry. Go to work. Go take care of your kids. Let's go and shop for a house. Let the real estate agent and I do all the worry for you. All you need to do is provide to us what we need from you.
Okay.
Follow a lead, and help us get our stuff done for you.
Get you the shoes and then you'll run.
Yeah, and I'll make it very simple for everybody. Anybody go and check it out online, and all the people that I actually post and the closings that I do, check it out. Reach out to those people. I'll make it easy for everybody. It's a good experience.
Sure.
Because buying a house is a stressful thing.
It really is. Now, if let's say we go through this whole process and it's determined that, okay, so we can't offer a loan at this time, you could then walk somebody through the process of, okay, so this is what we need to do, this, and this, and then come back and talk to me. Right? I mean,
correct.
This is something that you could. So even in, I don't want to say the word defeat, but even in defeat, you're still giving someone the tools that they need to be successful.
Well, I consider myself a Captain Kirk kind of guy.
Okay.
I don't believe there's no win situation. There's always a way. Okay.
Sure.
And the fact is, there's a few deals that might be a little more, difficult, than others. But if you follow my lead, I'll tell you what you need to do, and you don't have to worry about it. One thing that I can say, okay, I try to close deals fast. Real estate agents love for us to close, deals fast. Almost everybody loves it.
It seems like they just,
everybody's on the super
average
rush.
deal can just drag on forever and ever.
It could happen. In general, my deals close, pretty quickly. Okay, in general.
Sure.
But there's the one occasion here and there that maybe take a little longer because appraisal took longer, or there's an issue with the borrower's, income or title work or something is happening. A little something outside my control, of course. But
right.
One of the things that I can say, and I can knock on wood, and against all my competitors out there, because I got my cousins here and there doing what I do.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm telling somebody that you have a deal, that you're buying a house, that you're qualifiable, you're qualifiable. You just have to do what I ask you to do, go and stay true to the end. Okay, follow my lead. Okay, and you'll get a house. That's one promise that I can give anybody. Now, things that are out of our control, of course. Okay, I can't foresee.
There's always going to be variables that one can't control.
But in general, that's not the case. And maybe what I'm trying to say is, for the folks out there that I'm listening, there's a lot of horror stories about, lending, all kinds of stuff, people going to closing and you don't have a loan anymore.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know in God's name how that happens because, like I said, knocking on wood and all, but that doesn't happen to me.
No, there's a lot of checks and balances that are put in place to make it to where that's not going to be a thing. It's not going to be an issue.
If you have a good lender, okay, me personally, I'm thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead just in case something were to ever go wrong because people sometimes don't listen and they do things that they're not supposed to, through the whole process.
So what's this? The 7 Ps: prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. I think is what it is.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
But in the end of the day, that's something that I'm proud of, that I can say that I go through the process and not in the end or whatever. Before you even start, your lender should know if you can do a loan or not. Sure. Because I hear the stories all the time. I hear it all the time, and sometimes they even tell me, oh, but I started and now they want me to have more money in the end. It's like, well, that doesn't sound correct, because it should be the same thing through the whole entire process.
Right.
Okay. But I can proudly say, in all the places that I work, because it's just basically comes down to who the lender is personally. Okay. Now, if you have a great company behind you to really back you off, give you the support and give you the tools that you have to go and battle and kick some butt, you know, hey, that's awesome. That's the reason why I'm here right now.
That's what that's actually leads to my next question is that what you think sets Loan Depot apart from other lending agencies?
There's a bunch of things that I can go on and on about that, but I will say yes. Okay. Because I done a lot of different things. I worked for big corporations, I worked for a small bank before, then I worked for a small lender, okay? Then I worked for a medium lender, and now I'm with a bigger, lender. I mean, it's kind of cool to say I'm the bigger lender in town for once.
Right. You're the big fish in the pond.
I'm the big fish in town for once.
Heck
you know? But it's really cool, though, because we have the tools.
Right.
Okay. For example, Loan Depot is very solid. I'm talking about liquidity, okay, and what is happening in the market right now, no matter where the direction goes. Loan Depot is super, solid. I don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Even the company that I came from before, they were pretty solid. Okay. So here, since I know the numbers and everything else, solid.
Sure.
Okay. So they got the tools, they got the services, they got the programs, and we pretty much do everything. I mean, I can without blinking, I can say that I can do more than what I ever was able to do from all the different places that I ever worked before. And that is really cool because the people that are out there, Mike and I go back and forth saying that I'm not Harry Potter with the magic wand, but it feels like that sometimes.
If you're given the proper tools, it's amazing what you can do with it.
You'd be surprised.
Isn't it?
Oh, my God.
With the proper tools and the proper know-how, you get the right person in place to do the job. Yeah, you can make magic happen. That's really what.
And it feels that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And I thought with my team all the time, it's like, I can't believe we did that. It's like, but you know what? If you have a lender that actually goes and do some research, okay, anything can happen. And you have to think outside the box. And you have to think about it, like there's no such a thing as no win situation. Sure. There's always a way.
Right.
You just have to, pause, take a look at all the facts, put them together, and you heard this stuff, the phrase about it doesn't fit in the box. Right. Sometimes though you have to do is take all the crap out of the box, put it together neater, put it back in the box, and now it fits.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. I take it, extra to take care of my customers and to really deliver what they need.
Right.
And that's the, the American dream, to own a home.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, that's why I love what I do. Because, I get up every morning. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to work again.
Right.
No, I love going, I get up in the morning, and I just get down and busy. I don't even think about it. It's like almost automatically in my head. Start emailing, start checking this, checking that.
There's a lot of minutia that goes into what you do, but at the end of the day, it's you're making dreams come true. That's really what it's all about. Now it's always a scary time to go into the thought of buying a home. But
anytime, yes.
Now with just inflation the way it is, it's having that mindset of I'm about to make the biggest decision I've ever made in my entire life. It's a lot to take on.
It is.
It's a lot to put on one's shoulders when anxiety is already through the roof for a lot of people. So what would you say to put those people's minds at ease? Is there hope on the horizon? Should it be you should act now before things get weird, or lock down a rate? Like what personal advice do you have for folks moving forward?
I always say one thing, and we started the conversation with, when is the right time to buy a house?
Right.
Okay. The right time to buy a house is when you're ready to do it.
Absolutely.
And that you're capable in doing so as well. Okay. But as far as like worrying about the future and what's going to happen, I think us Americans, it's just the way we build, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The future is so, unforeseen.
Sure.
You had no idea. Hopefully things get better, and I think it will.
Mm-hmm.
The forecast is being drawn that by the end of the year, we'll jump into the depression for real. Okay, and it's coming, guys. Right. You can't stop it. I know the feds and the government is doing everything to control it as best as possible because they don't want two things that happen in their on their watch, if you may.
Right.
Because
it does not bode well for 2024 if
exactly.
we're in a depression.
I went to the, everything went crazy. Now also everything going down too. So it doesn't look good for them. So they're doing everything they can, but there's only so much they can do.
Sure.
Because they did their own damage themselves in so many ways, So the thing is this. The forecast is by the end of the year, almost likely the beginning of the year, especially with the depression start coming into it and everything goes down, the mortgage rates will go down with it. That's the name of the animal.
Right.
Okay. So, and if we go into the records, for years before, before Biden, before Trump, we were going into a depression. That's why rates were lower.
Right.
Okay. So if you anybody go and Google it, go and do a research yourself, and you see what I'm talking about. Okay. The fact is, when the market goes down, interest rates are going to go down too,
sure.
because they also have to balance out.
Right.
All right. Because then if they stay up, nobody's going to be able to buy a house ever.
Right.
Okay. So it goes hand in hand together, and the feds are doing what they're doing just to control it, but they cannot do it forever because you can only throw so much money, on buying bonds and all kind of stuff just to control it. And it's not, when Trump was in office and the market was so high and everything was so positive and this and that in the positive way, so don't confuse me when I say high,
right.
I'm talking about two different things here.
Sure.
So it was because everybody was selling, everybody was buying. It was like a give and take,
mm-hmm.
And every time he says something cool or something crazy, the market went up and down.
Sure.
So, but it was very positive because we were, first of all, energy independent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even if it wasn't for a long time, at least we were.
Right.
Okay. And a lot of people don't understand that, but all these things are intertwined together. Okay. The government, what the government says and do, and what the rates are, and what the market is all intertwined together.
Right.
Okay. So the better everything gets for us Americans, as far as monies and all that kind of stuff, obviously it's going to be a surplus of everything. Right. All right. And it'll be easier. Even if we're not going higher or it's costing more, everybody has more to be able to spend. You know, that's inflation, you know, and, you know, and all that stuff. So I believe from what we're seeing and, you know, the reports that we've been reading and all that kind of stuff, that, yeah, next month, September, okay, you know, the rates, you know, the Fed's going to do something and it's probably going to raise them more. But then by the end of the year, because we're basically like 100% on all the models as far as the numbers and everything for the, you know, for depression to kick in, they're just holding it as much as they can.
Right.
That's what's happening.
Sure.
So
we're pushing off essentially the inevitable.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's bound to happen.
Mm-hmm. But don't be afraid of that, because that's actually, as bad as that sounds, it's a good thing in some ways.
You got to find the good from the bad. Is that, yeah, like you said, rates are going to start going down. You're going to find that you know, maybe you'd be a little easier to be, you know, approved for more of a home than you were expecting.
And there's many things in place, okay, because the Feds may do what they do next month, okay, and the rates may go up.
Sure.
Okay. Russia's situation may be ended, you know, and, you know, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And then there's less spending. So it kind of balances out some things too. Because remember, like always, we, in everybody else's business, spending a bunch of money for them, and we don't take care of our own, you know. And that's, I guess that's the American way in the government, I guess.
There you go.
You know, but anyway, the fact is that when all those things start changing, something else is going to pop up, okay? I don't know if everybody pays attention, but they keep talking about COVID-19, oh, this new variant and this and the monkey this, the monkey that.
Yeah.
You know, let's be realistic. All that stuff is happening. Why? Because when all this stuff is done, now they have something else that they can concentrate on. You know, so
there's always something.
There's something, you know, that always
waiting in warm up with.
Exactly. You know,
the rings around their back. Getting
now
warmed up.
For us consumers, okay, the green machine never stops. Okay, we have to do what we do as Americans, you know, and go to work, you know, pay our bills, all right, and buy a new car, buy a new house, you know, get married, have kids, all those different things that we do.
Right.
If we start thinking about what's going to happen and what's not going to happen, you'll never live life, you know, and you have to live somewhere anyway. So for me as a lender, you know, I never had to, I never worry about those things. I was talking to somebody about, I was having lunch and they were talking about, oh my God, this is happening, this is changing, this is that. Are you worried? I was like, no. And like, but why? I mean, the interest rate going higher. It's like, okay, so I tell the guy, like, let's make an example. If you buy a Camaro, okay, when the market is super nice and everything is good, you know, it's a little cheaper now, right?
Sure.
Then inflation keeps going, you know, the demand is there, you know. What's going to happen? That's going to be more expensive. So that means that I'm going to buy that vehicle. Either I'll buy that vehicle or buy a different one, okay? We cannot think that way and not worry about those things because, you know, then you'll never do it.
Right.
Okay? And we have to live somewhere. And let's be honest, rent is even more expensive than even,
insane
you know,
right now.
doing a mortgage right now.
Right.
Let's be honest. Because you decide, you know, and with the help of your lender, you know, to balance out and see what a payment is going to be. And push you in a good place, you know.
And it's your place. It's not
exactly that's
it's
yours.
not somebody else's, you know, place that you're living in, and they have all these rules. It's yours. Do with it what you want, you know. And that's really the key is the independence, the freedom, and yeah, it's a volatile market, but as you were saying, it ebbs and flows. I mean, and if you pay like super close attention to the market, it's going to keep you in a place where you're never going to take that step. Sometimes you just kind of have to like bull forward, as you said, you know, like you said, the American way. So yeah, this is, I would say now would be the time to, you know, to at least if you have questions, if you have, you know, if you even thought about owning a home, now would be the time to reach out to Elliot and reach out to Loan Depot and have some questions answered and just maybe get your mind put at ease a little bit.
Yeah. Don't think it's impossible now because suddenly the interest rate's a little higher than it was, you know, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. I mean, if we go back in history in let's see, 2018, 2017, I mean, the rates were what, 4.5, 5, depending on the individual.
Sure.
Okay. What are they right now? 5.5, 6.5, depending on the individual. Not that much of a change if you think about it. And sometimes we worry about that too much. Okay. Yes, in the long run. Okay. And this is the part that is very interesting that I always talk to customers about. Everybody talks like, well, it's going to be a 30-year mortgage. Oh my God, I'm going to pay 1.5 of what it costs. Well, the reality is, most individuals, 4 to 7 years, they refinance or they move and buy another house. Yes, hopefully you're buying your forever home and that's where you stay.
Sure.
But then you also have the chance to refinance. Like I said in the beginning, I had a 9.5 interest rate, on a house.
Oh, I bet that refi felt so good.
Oh, dude, I refied twice. It took me twice to refinance to get it down to 5.9.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
And let's be realistic. That's kind of where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it, some gets a little better deal depending on the circumstances, on the scenario of what is happening, but it's not that much of a difference from what it's been. It's just a little it's what it's called inflation. Everything is going up a little.
Yep.
You just adjust. If you can buy a $350,000 home, maybe you should buy a $325,000 home. Just adjust it a little.
Yeah.
Don't give up your dream. And
you don't have to make it so your family goes without.
Mm-hmm.
Just be smart with it.
Exactly.
When we first moved to Roswell, my family and I, this was back in 1998. We were looking at a house, and we loved this place. It was beautiful, gorgeous place. The only problem was it was on a floodplain, and we couldn't get that house because it didn't qualify. So we ended up finding a place, really nice place down south, and got a great rate. Actually, still remember our real estate agent. Her name was Jo Afsprung. She's still out there. Shout out. But yeah, sometimes your dream house might fall on a floodplain, or there's geographic issues. There could be things, but the key is taking those steps. And the first step is reaching out to Elliott and Loan Depot. And so, if folks want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
Well, all they have to do is they can reach directly to me, to my cell, 719-237-4680. Okay, or you could email me at Elliott Rodriguez. LoanDepot.com. I usually don't actually say it.
Right.
but the best way is to reach out to me. We do have an office in town, but it's in the process of remodeling. So it's going to take a few, But soon we're going to have open doors so they can come and visit and try to help you out. But yeah, all you have to do is you could look me up online.
Sure.
Okay. You could look me up online, but like I said, the best way is probably reach me, via my cell, okay? Again, 719-237-4680, or either send me an email, okay? Elliott Rodriguez at LoanDepot.com, all right? And send me a message, or look me up online and send me a message through Messenger. You never know.
Google Loan Depot Roswell, or just find Elliott Rodriguez on Facebook.
Yeah,
and
they'll come up.
Absolutely.
Check it out. You see what the stuff that is in there, and you'd be surprised in some of the stuff that we've been doing. But don't be afraid of buying a home. Okay, one thought for the thought for the future. Okay, all those people that are out there thinking about buying a house, don't be afraid because the rates are lower. Actually, try to find yourself the house you want. Try to take care of you and your family. Okay. Now, the rates may be a little higher than what you like because we were a little spoiled for a long time.
Sure.
But that's okay because guess what? It's going to come back again.
It ebbs and flows, like I said, yeah.
It come back again.
Right.
So look at it this way. If you can buy a home now, okay, well, it's going to be better later because if we can refinance and get you a better interest rate later, then your payment, will go down.
You are not locked in to pay
forever.
Ridiculous rates forever.
So, and let's be honest. The way it's set up for 30 years, not that it has to be 30 years.
Sure.
Okay. You could pay off a house just like you can pay off a vehicle. If you got the means and you pretty proactive, you could pay a house in
throw an extra
$1,000
down with every payment. That's going to go towards principal and pay down your principal a lot faster.
You'd be surprised how many let me put it like this. Okay. I've been working in real estate, investing for myself and buying homes for myself for over 25 years. Okay, I have paid 2 or 3 houses already by now.
Right.
Okay, guys, I'm not rich. Okay, I just use my money the right way and leverage what you have.
Sure.
You have to You have to be smarter than the market out there.
You take some of one and put it into another, and
Exactly.
it's you're moving investments around.
I end up buying a house, then doing a rent on this and that. Then I sold that. I have more money from that one. Pay this one off a little faster. Blah blah blah. You name it.
It's a flip game.
You just have to know and think a little what the steps are and be true to yourself. I mean, at the end of the day, you're benefiting you and your family when you do those things.
There you go.
You know, if you're renting, yes, it's giving you a roof, but it's not yours.
Right.
Okay. If you buy, it's yours.
That's right.
So whenever you decide to move, you want to run away from Roswell or something, the cops coming after you, sell the house, get out of here. No, but
on that note. Now, see, this is the reason you want a guy like Elliot in your corner, because he's thought of everything, because he's seen it all. He's been in the game.
I've seen a little everything, dude.
He's been in the game for a generation and a half. So come find Elliot, find Loan Depot, and let him make your dreams come true. Elliot, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure always.
We appreciate having you here. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Door's always open, except for the fact that it's locked, so it's not always open. But we got a guy for that. It's fine. 8 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with some local news.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo reporting. Our top story today, flash floods causing about 200 people to be stranded at Carlsbad Caverns National Park over the weekend. Tourists and staff at the park's visitor center and a caravan park were ordered to shelter in place on Saturday after roads became impassable. The Eddy County Office of Emergency Management also said in an update statement that more than 200 people had been evacuated from that visitor center just before midnight on Saturday. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service said Las Cruces received about 3/4 of an inch of rain, but some areas received even higher amounts, closer to 1.5 inches. From Friday to Sunday, in fact, as much as 4 inches of rain fell along U.S. Highway 70 near Oregon. And on the other side of the mountains, White Sands Missile Range received about 5 inches of rain between August 18th and the morning of August 22nd, according to the National Weather Service staff. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
John Fetterman, it turns out, is a spoiled, lazy, trust fund brat with a tattoo and hoodies. That's all this guy is. This guy's never really had a real job his entire life. Never worked a real job. On top of it, he's dumb and he's intellectually lazy. He has campaigned a whopping 11 minutes in Pennsylvania, while Dr. Oz has been to nearly 200 separate stops. It's your record, Johnny boy, Mr. Hoodie. Mr. Hoodie, I'm going to make an invitation to you. I'll give you 3 hours to get your ass out of your basement, because you're trying to hide just like Joe Biden, and come on this program, Mr. Tough Guy.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
All right, it's summertime, and if your project to-do list looks anything like mine, it's probably pretty long. You can stay cool, save up to 40% off site-wide at Blinds.com, and ordering online does not mean sacrificing style or service. At Blinds.com, they have premium selections of shades and shutters and drapes and so much more. They have outdoor shades. Just go to Blinds.com right now, save up to 40% off site-wide, up to 40% off site-wide at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
The government just passed a law to right their wrong with the toxic water at Camp Lejeune. If you or someone you know was diagnosed with cancer or any other serious condition due to toxic water exposure, call Dudley DeBosier. We understand the urgency. We're filing claims this week to make sure our government follows through with its promise to make this right. Don't get left out. Call Dudley DeBosier and let someone serve you for a change. Serving those who served us. For more information, call 800-300-8300. 800-300-8300.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The ball on top of a flagpole is called a truck. Mess with your friends today by pointing at a flagpole and say, "Hey, check out the truck on top of that flagpole." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, 5 minutes away from 10 o'clock. Let's get you up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day, but we do have that chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms continuing today. Our afternoon high fairly comfortable at about 85. Overnight, partly cloudy, mid-60s, and they'll be getting sunshine on Wednesday morning. A few afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible and will stay in the mid-80s. Sunny on Thursday and about 85. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street mixed at mid-morning after taking its biggest hit in months. Heavy losses yesterday that saw the Dow lose almost 2%, while the Nasdaq and the S&P ended more than 2% lower. Investors anxiously awaiting the Fed's annual meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Hyundai and Kia telling owners of some of their large SUVs to park them outdoors and away from buildings after a series of fires involving trailer hitch wiring. The recalls cover more than 245,000 Hyundai Palisade and over 36,000 Kia Telluride SUVs from the 2020 through 22 model years. Macy's reporting fiscal second quarter results that beat Wall Street expectations, but the retailer is lowering its outlook as it faces a glut of inventory it needs to clear out amid a consumer pullback. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Roswell Ford presents the second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show and commemoration of 9/11, Saturday, September 10th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wool Bowl in Roswell, with lots of different categories to choose from, including classic and muscle cars, lowriders and hot rods, best paint job, and so much more. Trophies awarded to first place in each category, with a $1,000 cash prize for best overall, and lots of great prizes, including a smart TV, an LGS gift card, furniture, car washes, and more. Enjoy jolly jumps, snow cones, music, and food. Best of all, it's free to spectate and only $25 to register your vehicle, with a portion of the proceeds to benefit the Tunnels to Towers Foundation. Register and get more info at roswellford.com. Sponsored by La Salsa, Decor of Carlsbad, LGS Guns and Ammo, Chaves County Heroes, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, Suds Up, One Party Rentals, Hero 106.1 FM, CRM Discount Awards, National Furniture Liquidators, Keep Chaves County Beautiful, and Let's Play Entertainment. The second annual Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 10th at the Wool Bowl in Roswell.
Good morning! Start your day with breakfast from the Valley Cafe. Try the Breckwich, full or half, with sausage, crispy bacon, fluffy eggs, pepper jack cheese, and maple Dijon spread, all served on a toasted sourdough. Or their breakfast burritos with your choice of sausage, bacon, or both, perfect to grab and go. You aren't dreaming. The Valley Cafe, open 7 a.m. The Orange Building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.